Okay, ladies, we are live.
Yay!
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, everybody.
Doing well. Everyone had a good day?
I'm waiting on my money.
Oh, really?
Right. I heard the stimulus supposed to drop like this weekend or by Monday.
Yeah, my son got his.
What? They said by alphabetical order. They was gonna start in alphabetical order.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'ma see.
All right. All right. So real quick, let's go ahead. Start with Reese and move around. Introduce your channel. Tell folks what you got going on, what you about, and we'll just go from there.
I can't really hear you breaking up. Am I breaking up?
I can hear you, Tasha.
No, Reese, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I can't hear you breaking up.
Oh. Francois, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
You said yes,
I guess
Francois?
breaking
Yes.
up
Mm-hmm.
for my end.
I don't know, baby. Quelz, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh-oh. You can't hear me, Reese?
Yeah, I can hear some of what you're saying. You're just breaking up.
It's Reese that's breaking up, darling. I can't hear you, Reese. Like it'd be delayed or whatever.
Reese, go out and come back in.
And come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, go out and then come hit that same link from Francois and then come right back in. So for time, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, Sofa Time Talks with Quelz, where we do reactions and reviews. I'm still selling lashes. I'm back in stock with Astro Lash by Quelz.
Yay!
For your zodiac, I have Virgo, I have Aries, I have Sagittarius, I have Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Whatever your need is, Quelz is back in stock with Astro Lash by Quelz. And yeah, I'm just teaming up with these lovely ladies so we can do more than only serve up tea. You know, I love how our chemistry is on this platform. And so, you know, we want to do more than just reactions. We want to, you know, kind of drop a gem in there too. So, welcome to Sofa Time with my lovely ladies here. And yeah, that's it for me, y'all.
So, Kels, I have a question. So you said like you have the astrological. So if you're a Libra, can you buy Virgo lashes? Like, what does that mean? Talk to me about the names.
Yeah, basically, I love horoscopes and zodiac, so that's what I'm catering to. I'm catering to your zodiac sign. If you know your birth chart and your sun sign is Libra, but your moon sign is Capricorn, hey, I'm doing a 2 for 20 deal for the month of April because it is my birthday month. I am a Taurus. So if you guys, if you know your birth chart, if you know your moon sign, your sun sign, your rising sign, your Venus, and your it's Venus. I forgot. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been tipsy. It's Venus and another one that's all about love and relationships. But I'm catering eyelashes according to.
So they're really
sign.
just names.
Yeah,
they're just names.
Yeah, I mean, they're names, absolutely. But hey, we catering to your zodiac sign.
Right. So if you're a Virgo, you might like Virgo lashes the best, but you may actually like Scorpio or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So maybe next time you can show me. I'll be going live at some point tomorrow, so maybe you could check in if you got a few minutes and show us your lashes and tell people how they can get them.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Tasha, if you want me to go, I'll go next.
Please.
Okay. So, hey guys, all of you guys who joined me today, I really appreciate it. We had so much fun and we had such a good conversation. It was so nice. But yeah, not a whole lot going on. I mean, we're just like living quarantine life over here. You guys know I've been cooking a lot. For those of you who don't know and don't follow me on my vlog channel, Francois Vlogs, go ahead, check me out over there. I've got vlogs. I just did a spring haul. I'm cooking, stuff like that. So if you guys want to know a little bit more about what's going on over here, check me out on my vlog channel. But that's kind of, just mom life, working mom life, wife life kind of stuff. So that's what's going on over here.
All right, you guys. TMR, Talks, Reactions, and Reviews. You can find me on TMR Talks, Reactions, and Reviews. You can also find me on my cooking channel, which is called Get in the Kitchen with Tasha. If you like Cook With Me's, make sure you follow me over there. Again, I am not a certified chef, but I most definitely am the certified chef of this household.
I know that's right. Girl, tell it.
I also do Bougie on the Budget on my channel. If you are interested in that type of content, those are like high-end luxury replica bags. I put up a video today, maybe about 2 hours ago.
I love it.
Over there and take a look at that. And I have a couple more of those videos coming this week. So I got like 2 more bags I can show this week.
And guys, we have a special guest. Some of you may know Reese's life. So Reese, you just checked in right away at the perfect time. So Reese is joining us today on our panel. So Reese, if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your channel, what you got going on.
Sure. So my channel is actually and I actually do reaction videos and sometimes cooking videos, but mostly reactions. That's
awesome. So that's a lot. That's a lot. It's it takes a lot to get this content up on these channels. So yeah. So okay, Tasha, I know that there's some SISs out there, some of our sisters that need some help.
Most definitely. And if y'all are ready, we can go ahead and get started. I also have a special one tonight. We're going to do the first one we're going to do now. And then we have one of our subscribers has asked for some help. So we're going to go ahead and help a sister out with her situation. And again, if you guys have any kind of questions that you want to present to the panel, if you've been watching us for a while, you know how our forum is. We take questions from Ask Herbie and other Q&A posts. And if you have like a question, want to answer type situation, you can email one of us. Francois, when you get a chance, we can put our emails down there in the chat. And of course, you will remain anonymous. You won't have to, be known or whatever. But if you know somebody that has a situation, you want to know how to help a friend of yours or something like that, you can send us the question and we'll address it on the panel like we do on Saturday nights.
Do we want to put the link out for anyone to ask their question live if they want?
Yes, we can do that too.
Okay. So we'll put the link out for you guys to okay, so I guess we lost Quelz. I'm not sure what's going on, guys, but Quelz, just come back in. Oh, here she is. Okay. We'll put the link so you guys, if somebody decides they would like to join the conversation, keep in mind you don't have to turn your video on if you don't want to. you can just do audio. That's perfectly fine. You control that aspect. So we certainly appreciate you. Okay, let's see. So, hey to everyone in the chat. Let me put the link in here, and then we'll answer questions like a little bit more on the tail end, guys, because I'm having trouble seeing all the questions. Okay, so I'm going to drop this down in the chat. I'll just drop it in periodically. Quelz, can you put your email address in? And Reese, do you mind putting yours in?
Okay.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the question. Is everybody ready? I see Reese's hand on the screen.
I left because I couldn't hear her, so that's why I left and came back in because I couldn't hear Reese. So that's why I left and came back in.
Okay. All right, you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties tonight. I mean, it gets harder when you add more people to the platform. So, but Reese, she'll be back. Yeah, look like she's coming back in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the question, and when Reese come back in, we can restart it. But so this is called dating with children. It says, I'm dating a guy who has a 2-year-old daughter. Things are fine in our relationship until his child's mother gets upset and keeps him from his child. When she does that, he tends to go into a dark place and shuts down or takes his emotions out on me. How can I be reassuring, and how can I get through this knowing that his child's mother will always play with his emotions because she is bitter?
Wow.
So, Reese, I'm going to read the question for you one more time. Can you hear me, Reese? Reese, can you hear me?
Reese, you got to turn the volume down on your computer, like turn it all the way off, and then listen to us through the live chat.
I can't hear her at all.
She's not talking.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Okay, so let me go ahead. I'll start answering. Tasha, maybe you can message her or something on text or something, because I don't know if she can hear us. So it sounds like the mom of the child is retaliating against the father because whatever issues that she's having, and I guess it's having an effect on the child. I guess this lady is either the wife or girlfriend. She's the other woman in the life of the man and the child. And she's got concern. I would say, and I know that this might be wrong because some of you guys are going to probably get me on this. I would say you might, okay, as a wife, okay, I almost feel like she kind of needs to mind a little bit of her own business. And I'm going to say a little bit because I don't know how these people's relationship ended, but sometimes people are bitter for a reason. Now you do have to kind of get over it and not let that interfere with new relationships, or try to befriend her a little bit. Maybe try to extend the olive branch, create a relationship, maybe make her feel a little more comfortable. But at the end of the day, this is a relationship that man is going to have to work out with that lady. And that's really it. If she can help. But if your helping is going to hurt, back off. Because at the end of the day, like you said, it's the boy who will suffer. And it's most important that young man has a relationship, or the child, if it was a boy or girl, has a relationship with their dad. So it's not really about you at this point. So just kind of see if you can help. If you can't help, back off. Let them work it out. Quelz, what do you think?
Bitter baby mama is a real thing. Some baby mamas are territorial over their baby daddies, and when it comes to a new woman entering his life, they start tripping, acting all types of ways because, maybe they're territorial. They just feel like that's mine. That's my baby daddy. He's mine, and they find it hard to like move on. And I feel bad for the women who are trying to, blend themselves with a man and his already established family, because it's hard on those women too that are coming into a situation where a man has a child with someone else, because you have to really look at the bigger picture. It's about the kids. So it's really better off to have a better relationship with the mother if you can, and just let her know, don't view me as a threat, view me as an addition, view me as additional help to you. Because if we can come on one accord, we can make this blended family really work for the benefit of the child. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
I mean, it's nice that she's writing a letter, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you are concerned and you want to help work things out, but like we talked about earlier, let the man be a man. Let him sort things out with his ex.
Yeah.
Let him figure this out. If you can help, help. But if your help is a distraction, back all the way up and let them handle it, because it's not about you.
So what it sounds like to me is obviously the baby mother hasn't let go. Maybe the way they broke up, she's still bitter behind that.
Right.
But obviously, if he has moved on, then of course you need to try to move on too. Now, the girlfriend, she's the girlfriend. She's not the wife. She's the girlfriend.
Yeah.
She says the dad goes into this deep, dark place when the mother doesn't let him see his child. Now, man, I get him wanting to be with his child, but I'm not understanding why you getting so, to the point where you go into a deep, dark place, like you acting like you about to commit harikiri or something. Like, chill out. What he needs to do is, and a lot of times men don't like to do this, because when you say go to courts, a lot of times that means child support, right? But if that's what you got to do in order to have a relationship with your child, then that's what you're going to have to do. Obviously, there's no visitations, intact, because if there was a visitation order, then she could be held in contempt for going against the visitation order. So what he needs to do is he needs to man up and go to the courts and file for visitations. Of course, he's going to have to get an attorney to do that, because child support doesn't get into visitation. They only deal with the money, right? But more than likely, if he's going to court for visitations, the court's going to ask, are you paying child support? More than likely, it's probably no. And then they're going to have to establish paternity and then establish child support. But if that's what you got to do in order to have a healthy relationship with your child and X that mama out and all her foolery, then that's what you got to do. The girlfriend, all she can do is be supportive, right? When he feel like talk, you let him talk to you. But when he gets in the place where he's in this, because she said he takes the emotions out on her. But I will most definitely get him straight real quick. Like, look, I ain't baby mama, and I'm not keeping you. If anything, I'm the friend. I'm not the enemy, right? So she need to check him on that first, right? Because he don't need to be acting crazy with her because some other woman acting crazy to him, right? And if he doesn't get his emotions under control, then she might want to think about going somewhere else and dealing with somebody else, because you don't need to be dealing with nobody that's a basket case.
Right. I was going to say that too. Just because we were, I think I kind of heard the custody issue. But then when I thought about it, I'm just kind of like, girl, you going through an awful lot as a girlfriend. You're not a fiance. You didn't say anything about getting married to this man. I think sometimes us women, and I'm just going to say us women, end up trying to take on the weight of the world and everybody's problems. This guy doesn't sound like a fun Saturday night to me. So you might want to find you a new boyfriend, because if he's got this drama going on, just take a peek through the window of what your Saturday nights are going to look like married to this man and dealing with this woman and this whole situation. So
I have
this
a
is a
question.
blessing. If this isn't fun now, girl, you don't want to be married to this.
No. I have a question though for one of the comments from We Are Eight where it says I still haven't met my ex's wife and they've been married for 7 years because he doesn't like me. So I'm like, okay. I'm I'm confused. Like, do you mean are you the male? Because it says I've met my ex's wife or my ex-wife, and they've been married for 7 years because he don't like me. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's a male perspective, but
No, she's a female. She says she hasn't met her ex. So her ex is remarried.
okay,
And she hasn't met his wife.
okay.
So I'm assuming she has children with her ex.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, how does that co-parenting look like? Because I personally, if my ex has moved on and married someone and he's an active partner in our child's life, I need all of us to be on one accord to establish some type of community for this child. So I want to know, how does that work when it's been so long that your ex has been married, but your child or you as the mother have not met the other parent's spouse? Because me in particular, I'm apprehensive about who I let around my kids. So if I haven't
Right.
met the person that my ex is with, I'm gonna be especially if they're married to them for 7 years, I'm gonna be kind of apprehensive.
Girl. It's like your kids staying at a whole house, eating
Exactly.
meals and eating up in this lady's kitchen and showering in their bathrooms. Like, who is this person?
Because if this person loves my ex, she has to love my child because my child is a part of my ex. So I need to know, because my child is also a part of me, exactly who this person is, what type of energy or influence they have on my child, and things like that. So my question for the chat for that person is, how does that work with your ex of being married for 7 years and you haven't even met the wife? Like,
Who was that? Which comment was that, so I can go back and highlight it?
It was from
We Are Eight.
Yeah, 8. It was something 8. I was curious to know about that though. I really was. Like, how does that work? How does that pan? I'm like, if everyone isn't on one accord when it comes to the child, how do we expect, everything to pan out? I just wouldn't trust my kid, even though I know that's their dad and that's their dad's partner. If it's been 7 years, because that's a long time, and I still haven't met this person, my eyebrow is raised. I have questions.
Well, it wouldn't even have anything to do with that. It's just more so like this guy is keeping everything very separate, very hush hush. I would kind of be more like, okay, what's the deal and why? I need to know where my child is spending the weekends or the summer or Easter or whatever.
So wait a minute. So We Are Eight says there is none. I have tried very hard. He doesn't even see his daughter. We have gone through courts.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Okay, that makes difference. Yeah.
That's
well,
different. Yeah.
That would explain why you hadn't met them, because he's not. He's kind of dropped out of. He's dropped out.
Sound like an active parent, so I mean,
yeah.
You might well just cut your losses and continue on.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, We Are Eight, even though it started with somebody else, but We Are Eight, at this point, if you don't mind us addressing it, I mean, at this point, I would think you would need to have some communication with your ex. I mean, if he loves his child, I would think he would want to see his child. And if he's not trying to communicate with you, then you need to, obviously sit and talk to your child, depending on her age, right. And talk to your child and, let her know what's going on. Depending on her age, you might just need to talk to her real talk and let her know what's going on. And not bashing the dad by any means, but letting her gain her own opinion as she get older, of the situation. That's what I would do.
I agree, Tasha. I totally agree.
That's rough. That's really, really tough.
Okay.
Monica understands, says that's because he's telling a different story to the wife, and I'm sure that he tells the wife that she does not let him see the children. A lot of men do that. because they're bitter. See, the thing is, we don't address bitter baby daddies. It's always bitter baby mamas. And bitter baby daddies are real. You know, there are baby daddies out here upset because they aren't with their kid's mother, and their kid's mother doesn't want that relationship with them. And they turn into bitter baby daddies where they get in these new relationships with new women and they say, well, my baby mama keep my kid from me and she's so difficult to deal with. And these women believe that because that's his side of the story. They're not really interested in hearing about the ex because they're like, okay, it's my turn now. And they tend to believe like, okay, this man had a difficult baby mama. You know, that's why he's not really active in his kid's life because she keeps the kid away. And now, don't get me wrong, some women do that, but we don't never address the bitter baby daddies that are lying on these baby mamas because they feel some type of way that the baby mama does not want to rekindle the relationship, doesn't want to be his side chick, whatever the scenario may be. Bitter baby daddies do exist.
Fran, you have a request in the chat. Shay Gray want to know what you eating on.
If you guys must know, I'm sorry. I must be making it look really good. So delicious, guys. They're dried Philippine mangoes, and I get these from Aldi, and I'm not kidding. When I go to Aldi, I will buy like 10, 15 packs at a time, so I don't have to go back for a while. But they're like my obsession. They're like $2 a bag. They're amazing. If you like mango, you'll love these.
MH says, one of my exes used to always make it seem like I was crazy and still wanted him. It was the furthest thing from the truth. Shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, you know that y'all when that it's a complicated situation when you're dating somebody who has a ready-made family. A lot of times, especially if the ex is not a willing participant in the new relationship of their ex, right? So, I mean, the only thing I could do is what I would encourage anybody is don't let that strain y'all relationship. Like if you're the woman and you're dating a man and his baby mama is nuts, don't allow that to hinder y'all relationship, right? So if anything, stay out of it. You stay out of it. You let him handle that however he needs to handle it through the courts or whatever. I mean, making sure he doesn't get belligerent and land himself in jail or anything like that. But you stay out of that, you know, because obviously that was a relationship before you and him came about, and you know, he needs to handle that. But sometimes situations can be so messy, it can put a strain on y'all relationship, you know, because it stresses him out or it stresses you out, you know.
So, and you know, sometimes, you know, people act different ways with different people, Tasha, don't you think? Like sometimes some people pull triggers or hit buttons in others that don't get hit. And some people just have like craziness when they deal with certain people. Also, people grow up. Sometimes you deal with someone in your 20s, you guys dealt with each other, it didn't end well, that y'all move on, and now you got someone who's in their 30s or 40s and they're like a whole different person. They've grown up, they've matured now, you know what I mean? So sometimes you meet someone where they're at and they're just not in a good place, and you weren't, and it just wasn't the right timing. And you know, I know, and sometimes there's just hurt feelings that can last for a long time. But yeah, you know, me personally, I stay away from it. Yeah.
I stay out of it. I don't say anything until I'm asked a question. When I'm asked a question, then I speak, you know. But my stepson, he's grown now, but you know, when he was a kid, you know, it was a little problem in the beginning, but then that situation worked out. But I always stayed on the outside. And when my husband needed my influence on the situation, when he asked for my help, then I helped. But when he didn't ask for my help, and this is when I was just girlfriend, when he didn't ask for my help, I stayed in the background because I figured like that's you and her. You know, I'm not gonna get involved in that because you know I had kids prior to him too. And when me and my children's father had a disagreement, he stayed out. But
Right.
when I said, hey, I need your help, like I need to ask you a question. How do you feel about this situation? And once I asked him, then he gave his opinion. But if I didn't ask him, he didn't give his opinion.
Right. That's the perfect example of kind of what I meant by, if your help is not a help, don't help. But if your help is helpful, jump right on it. Because, you know, I mean, these existing relationships, it can be a lot. So interesting. I saw someone. Okay, so Cassandra was asking in the chat, Tasha and Kels, my baby father has been out of my son's life since he was 7 months old. Then years later got into a relationship, and they took me to court trying to get custody. Really? So wait, and years
So
later,
that
they
Sounds like a
because
got
better
into a
baby daddy.
relationship, and then so did he marry Cassandra? Maybe I missed this. Did he marry that woman?
she didn't say.
Because they took you to court. I would imagine the only way someone could do that is if she was if she
He can
married
take her to
him.
court. No. What she's probably meaning is he took her to court with the influence of this woman. Regardless if she was girlfriend or wife, her influence made him take her to court.
But that means he's a bitter baby daddy and he's weak if he lets a woman influence him to do this type of behavior to his
Not a
child's
bitter,
mother.
no, Kel, not a bitter baby daddy, because she just said he hadn't seen the baby in years, so he wasn't bitter about nothing. But when he met this woman, so this woman sees, oh, you got a child and you ain't got a relationship, so she just automatically assumed that the woman had something to do with it. But more than likely, it was him staying away from the child and her.
Yeah.
But the woman, the new woman, comes in and was like, oh, well, let me say today, no, that ain't right. You got to have a relationship. And her, her coming into a situation, she listening to him, but she don't know her story.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, I see what
Interesting.
you mean.
Cassandra, if you're out there and you want to expand on this, let us know. I put the link in the
But see, that, not to talk about your baby daddy, Cassandra, but that's a weak man. You know, we spoke on weak men's earlier in France Live today. And if a man is so weak to have a woman, if a woman got to influence you to fight through the courts to see your child, that speaks volumes of her as a woman, because her as a woman should already think, red flag, this man ain't been in his kid's life. I'm trying to force him, but I'm going through the courts. The courts is the last thing you want when you're trying to mend broken relationships. You don't want the courts involved in that. She should have took it to, hey, have you talking to your baby's mother? Have you tried to reach out to her? You know, instead of influencing this man to go through the courts.
Okay.
When he gets to the courts.
Let me interject, because she just chatted again. She stated, we went to court. His new girlfriend, so she was a girlfriend. His new girlfriend was there with their new baby. Okay. Child services got involved, and he was making me out to be an unfit mother.
Okay.
Oh, he bitter.
So whatever. So hold on.
Bitter.
So whatever the situation was with you, I'm going off what you're saying right now, Cassandra. Of course, I don't know you. I don't know the situation, but I'm going off what you're saying. I'm feeling like you're telling me the truth. If you was an unfit mother, child services would have already been involved, right? They would have already been involved. So obviously, this new girlfriend with this new baby, she's feeling some type of way because she wants him to feel like she got his back. Oh, you got a child and you ain't seen your child? Oh, she's a horrible mother, right? Again, not knowing both sides of the story, only listening to what he's telling her, obviously, because she ain't had no conversation with Cassandra. She only had a conversation with him. Again,
check out her comment.
Stay out of it.
Check out her comment. Long story short.
Exactly. They broke up and he dropped the case. Exactly what I said.
Let me see.
She listening to him and she not knowing the whole story. She didn't know her. She just coming through the door. Oh, you okay? Well, let me act like I'm Superwoman and I'm going to come save the day. Oh, you got a child? You ain't see that child? You mean to tell me she not letting you see your child? Oh, we taking her to court because she trying to act like she's Superwoman.
Patterns don't lie. And what she probably saw, what you went through, she eventually experienced that, and that's why they're no longer together. And now she probably feel like a fool.
And that's why you need to stay in your place.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's why she probably feel like a fool. Like, now I'm in this girl's same banana boat, and I didn't take the precautions to really look at it from another standpoint. I was just listening to whatever he was saying. Now when it took this woman to court, and now I'm sure she's probably in the same banana boat you were in, Cassandra, and that's why they not together.
Look at God.
That part.
She said then he went.
Okay.
She said then he went ghosting her child as well. She said
She needed to learn how to mind her own business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to know what this life is like? Okay, here come your baby. Now she got to deal with him too.
Right.
Okay.
Looking stupid.
Looking stupid. Stay, girl.
Stay in your place.
Stay in your
place. You don't know the whole
She should have
story.
been worried about making chicken dinners and
Look, she came in on the middle. Since there was a beginning, you missed that part, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But now you know the end, because now you stuck like Chuck too.
Now you stuck like Chuck. Exactly.
Right, Monica. Mind the business that pays you, sis. If this business ain't paying you, don't mind it.
Well, MH is making the point that oftentimes these guys are waking up at a time that they're having to pay child support, or they're tired of paying child support. Now they want to fight for custody. But you know what? If the money is a reason for you to step up finally, to take an active part in your kid's life, and take an active role in your life, then hey, why not? You know what I mean? Like if that's making you get up off the couch or get out of your comfort zone of not dealing with your child and realizing like you're being a complete jerk, then hey, you are paying money to rear this child, and you might want to get to know this person, because when they become an adult and don't want to have anything to do with you, at least you can at least have your head held, at least to say you tried at some point. I don't know if it's too late, but
B. Kirkpatrick said, this is a public PSA. B. Kirkpatrick just said, stimulus checks are hitting people's accounts.
Ooh.
They are currently, for most people, these payments are currently pending. We need y'all to everybody check your accounts and see if you got a pending payment from the United States Treasury.
Oh my goodness.
I heard they're going in alphabetical order by last name too.
Oh, okay. Well, all I can say is y'all get that money, y'all better hold on to it. I mean, do what you got to do, but sis, don't spend it all. I mean, really, you can't spend it nowhere but Walmart and Kroger's and Pick and Save anyway. So,
well, yeah, and I mean, we were talking about that a couple days ago. I mean, they were saying, they were saying people should spend them because it is a stimulus check. And when you spend the money, it stimulates the economy. So it's going to keep our people working in the warehouses at Walmart and Sam's and everywhere else. So if we're spending the money at the gas stations and things like that, then,
they said if you get SSI, you're a priority too as well.
So yeah, use it on your, people said to use it. So that's
if
some
you
good
got
news.
Utility bills, because all the utility companies was giving people forbearance on their utility bills, but forbearance don't mean you ain't got to ever pay. They just mean they was holding you up. But what you owed prior to COVID,
right?
Sis, you still owe it, and now you owe more because the bill keep going. The lights, gas, water. So if anything, make sure y'all call y'all utility companies and ask for any type of payment arrangements. There also, if you call 211 from your phone, there are programs like private sector companies are having energy assistance through their companies to help people with utility bills. You don't know what services is out there until you ask. Definitely dial 211 from your cell phone and tell them what your needs are and get all the help you can get, right? Because if you can get somebody to help you with your bill, then get it. And then you can take that money and put it towards something else.
Exactly.
Right.
Start your business. Think about it.
Yeah.
A small business.
Yeah. Hey, Cherise. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get to the next question. Francois, we're gonna go ahead and go with that question that I sent you earlier.
What, did you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me send it to can you send it to Quelz for me? No. Yeah.
Email it to me. I got a tablet. I'm about to check the tablet.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And I'm
It's a
Quelz,
longie. Okay. Ooh.
I'm just sending this
Let's
to
see.
you so you can follow along, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to send it to Quelz, or you're gonna send it?
No, I just did.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay. Let me make this big because I'm gonna have to take out my glasses. I don't want to hear one peep out of anybody because I'm gonna have to put my peepers on. This is like some let's see. Okay, let me see. Let's make this big. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I got
Y'all,
it.
if you guys could see my screen right now, you guys would be like, what?
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Okay, Quelz, we heard you. Ooh. Okay, here we go. This is better. That thing blew up to all the way 200%. Okay. Look.
Make you sound like you blind, friend. We know you ain't blind.
Okay, I've got my glasses on tonight. Okay, first off, I just want to say I love your channel and I never miss a video.
Just start from the question and go on.
Okay. Where's the question?
It's right below that. It's right below
that. So just a brief background from there. So just a brief.
I think it says it starts with I've been single. I think that's where it starts.
Girl, what line is that? Like, okay, I've just started.
Before that.
I've just started dating again. I've been single since 2016.
No, start with where it says so just a brief background.
Okay.
Yeah. My bad.
So just a brief background. I was in an abusive relationship mentally, physically, emotionally for 8 years. I've since been single since 2016. I have just started dating again, and honestly, I've been scared. I honestly don't want to get hurt again, but I honestly don't want to be alone, but I refuse to settle. I'm talking to 2 different men. One of the guys is very sweet, respectful, honest, and trustworthy guy, but I'm so damaged and so used to dealing with no good men that I push him away. It's like I don't really want him because I don't know how to handle him. I'm used to dealing with men who disrespect me, lie to me, and physically abuse me. Yes, I know it's so hard and embarrassing to say, but since I don't know how it really feels to deal with a good man, it's like I'm not interested in him. I'm not interested in him. But I know he is good. He is a good guy, a very good guy. But I feel like I would mentally and emotionally abuse him for treating me so good because I'm not used to it. On the other hand, I met a guy who is 11 years younger than me, who just got out of jail with 2 major felonies, even though he is working now and trying to stay on the right track. I know he is not what I deserve, but he is what I like, that bad boy type. And I know I only deal with him for the excitement and sex of the younger guy. Please let me know your opinion about this, and please keep me anonymous. Thanks.
Okay.
I hope I did it justice.
You did.
All right.
The doors of the church is open. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So
I had to say that. I felt like I just read announcements.
Let me get comfortable. For my sis out there, this I felt that I've been through physical abuse. I've been through mental abuse. And I know a lot of women get caught up in the thought of being with someone to kind of like, you know, the quickest way to get over one is to get under another. But honestly, I know this is gonna sound like a broken record, like we beating a dead horse here, but you have to start healing yourself before you start, making yourself available to these type of people. Because if you don't heal yourself, you continue to attract the same type of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll always keep running into the same type of men because you haven't taken the time to evaluate your own self-worth. And I feel like it starts with you. Once you realize who you are, what you demand, and what you know you can bring to a table, you're not going to settle for anything less than what you know you deserve. No matter how exciting a gangster nigga may be, no matter how much fun a gangster nigga might be, if you know, look, I'm a queen on a throne, I deserve more than this, you're not going to stand for no BS. Period. You're not going to stand for the shenanigans. Not saying the guy with the felonies could change his life around and be something great, because I was watching Locked Up Abroad, and one of the probation officers used to be an inmate in the same jail that he's working in. Inmates can turn their life around, but it's like you can't even see him for who he is until you fix and work on you first. And
Right.
Then you'll be able to recognize what you need, identify exactly what you want, and you'll be able to weed out those that don't fit your criteria.
So let me say this really quick. So I'm gonna give you an example of the movie Pretty Woman. So Julia Roberts was a prostitute, right? And then she meets Richard Gere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest, Julia Roberts couldn't understand why he was treating her as nice as he was, right? He was figuring like, well, you obviously want some butt. Like, that's the only other reason a man pays attention to me, right? But after a while of him treating her like a woman should be treated, and her not knowing that's how a woman should be treated because that's not the environment she was in, she obviously started loosening up and started becoming that pretty woman, the woman that she should have always been. But obviously she was in relationships or situations where she was treated differently and broken. So it's a process, right? And when people say, well, you got to learn how to heal yourself. Okay, well, how do I do that? Because you can tell somebody that, but some people don't know how to do that. At the end of the day, I just feel like the biggest thing is don't live your life in regret, because you can go through situations for so long, and you have to understand that you'll never get that time back. And you'll realize that once you've been through this situation for so many years, and now it's 10 years down the line, and you went through what you went through, and you have nothing to show for it but your scars, right? And you just have to understand, okay, I went through that, been there, done that, and just know that you don't want to go through that again. Now, I do understand, living on the wild side, bad boys. Some of us got that bad boy, like that spontaneous and adventurous and stuff like that. But do that pay bills?
Right.
That's what you got to worry about. Hold on for a minute.
Yeah, need a minute. Okay. Reese, did you hear the question?
No.
Okay, so we have someone who wrote in. She'd been involved in some an abusive relationship for a long period of time. She's just started back dating. She's met two guys, and maybe they're both nice. They're both different. One guy is like the guy that sounds like kind of, I don't want to say perfect, but he sounds like a nice guy for all intents and purposes. And he treats her very nicely, treats her like a lady. She feels kind of like, okay, I've been so abused for so long. Tasha, I don't know if you can. Oh, look at the cat. Do you guys see Tasha's cat?
Tasha, my cat used to look similar to that one. Oh my God.
Why do you do that? Girl, that's him over here bringing that cat over.
Hey, Blah. Guys,
I don't used to look damn near like that cat. I swear, Tasha. Oh my God. I had to leave him in Oakland. He's still in California.
Oh,
sorry.
I feel like I need to reset. Are you guys seeing the screen frozen?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're frozen.
I'm not sure what is going on. Okay, so I don't know. Can you give? Let me hit a reset on this, guys. So hopefully we're not gonna lose everyone. But
Okay.
You know, my thing is this: you like what you like, right? And if you like that bad boy, just make sure that you like the one, because you know you do got the bad boys that go to jobs, right? So if you like somebody with a little edge to them, then you like what you like. You can't force yourself to like something that you don't like, right?
Right.
I mean, that's just my thought. You like
Right.
what you like,
Mhm.
you know, but just you know, do understand. So like this, what this young lady was saying is the first guy, you know, the nice guy, the one that treats her like she needs to be treated. She's just a little apprehensive because of what mental and physical and emotional abuse that she went through. She just feels like it's not like it's fake. Like, no, you really don't act like that. Like, you really not treat like, is this like, are you putting this on? Do you want something from me? And you tend to think that when you go through situations like that, when you're used to being abused and mentally and physically, and sometimes even financially, you know, you think when you meet a real man, you think, okay, yeah, well, yeah, you really not trying to treat me like that, because, but then that's what happens when you bring that old baggage into a new situation. We talked about this more. You should always go into all situations with your guard up, but you can't go in guarded, right? Because you could potentially block your blessings or miss what is there for you.
Well, it sounds like she actually needs to heal herself. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't heal herself, then she's gonna still feel like that every man is gonna treat her that way. Next, I feel like she needs to at least give him a chance.
The first guy.
Yes, the first guy. Now, if that's what you like, the other guy that you know what I mean, just getting out of jail, then that's what you like. But do we know actually what he was in jail for?
she said two felonies.
Two felonies? Yeah, she might want to leave main man alone.
She said main man.
Yeah.
No, you didn't give him a name.
Yeah, she might want to leave main man alone, okay? And she might want to go ahead and, you know, put her time and interest into this guy that is treating her well, has great manners. I mean,
well, he's also, she said, 16 years younger than her too.
Which one? Felony guy?
Yes.
Felony guy was 11 years. 11.
Yeah.
Oh, was it 11 years younger?
Yeah. That's
I'm
you
sorry.
know, that's like well, I was gonna say Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon, but I think that was a little bit more.
Well, if that's the case, he that young, he's putting it down for her.
If she wanna just have fun, have somebody to roll in the hay with for a little bit, just learn how to emotionally detach from the young one, then hey, do your thing, girl. You know, make sure you're not hiding dope at your house for him. But if you want to just roll in the hay with the youngster, why not for a little bit, just to go ahead and get your mind off of whatever past hurt. And I'm not saying that's the best way to get over past hurt or trauma, but you know what? You got one life to live, and you can't go off based on what society tries to tell you what's taboo or not. So if that youngster with them felonies is making you feel good and you can emotionally detach from him and just enjoy the physical aspect of it, why not?
But physical aspect don't put a roof over your head. Like when you get to a certain point in your life that you got to start thinking about owning property, buying homes, cars, you know, having things, you know.
But he's 11 years younger. I wouldn't expect somebody 11 years younger than me to be established or be able to provide those things.
Right.
Okay, but Quelz, you're saying 11 years younger than you. We don't know how old this person is. She didn't say. She could be, let's say, 47. Okay. So 11 years younger is 36. I would hope at 36, You know what I mean? So we don't know what 11 years is. Doesn't mean he's 22.
Right. Okay. Well, younger than her.
Yeah.
The thing is, still, a younger person is going to be younger minded, regardless if she's 55 and he's 41.
Exactly.
If he's younger than her, he's going to be young minded. So if she isn't expecting anything, because it sounds like really it's just the sex that's a thrill for her from this person, then I don't see the problem in getting your thrills and then disconnecting from that person when you feel it's time that you want more out of life that you know that person can provide for you.
But it's just like a roller coaster, Kels. I mean, the roller coaster ride only lasts for so long, and then when it stopped, then what? You know how when you stop the roller coaster, you be like, "Woo, okay, that had my heart pounding," and now you off the roller coaster and you standing there like, "Okay, now what? Where we go? Which way we going now, y'all?" You can't.
But think about it. If you never even went to the amusement park.
Okay.
But she has been to the amusement park. That's the thing.
What I'm saying. With this young person. So,
no. You didn't hear the story. She was already in a relationship with a man for 8 years. It wasn't the relationship she needed. He was that bad boy, but he treated her unfairly. She's been separated from that relationship for 4 years, right? So now she's going back into dating, and there's 2 men that she's dating, right? One is established, nice guy, treats her like she needs to be treated, but she's more partial to the bad boy, who is the guy that's 11 years younger than her. And all I'm saying is, however old this woman is, I'm gonna just say she's 35, okay? Well, now you got to understand, you're not getting no younger, baby. You're getting older, so you got to start thinking about ahead of you, right? And sometimes you can get a good roll in the hay with the man with got some sense. You don't necessarily need the bad boy for that. You can get a good time in the bedroom with him too.
So, look, my take on this. First of all, I don't think she likes the guy who's got the felonies, but she knows she doesn't need to deal with them. That's one thing. The guy who is like Mr. Nice Guy, she don't like him. She's not into him. What I can tell you is what I would say, hold out a little bit longer. I mean, I would think the upside is you have been successful so far. I mean, some women out here are dying to meet one guy. You have successfully met 2. So that means that you're doing something right. You've got your conversation down. You know how to talk to people. People are interested in you. I would not, I wouldn't take this as like, these are the only 2 guys. Cut your losses, cut them off. I mean, yeah, you can kind of go get some thrills. You can go get a roll in the hay. You can kind of do what you want. But if you're really looking for quality, I would save up my cookie and wait a little bit longer, because there might be that right combination of swag and edge and established guy right around the corner. And you don't want to have boo-boo coming looking through your windows and pissed because now all of a sudden you cut them off. You don't want to, that you have been in an abusive relationship. So that is something that you've been kind of open to, I'm sure through no fault of your own. But if you are trying to get yourself out of a situation where mentally, you've sustained some damage, then I would not further exacerbate that. I would kind of still steer clear, because to me, it doesn't sound like you like guy number 1. It sounds like you kind of like guy number 2, but it's purely physical. And now you're just abusing yourself. You know what I mean? Just leave him alone. Don't go with anybody.
But see, a lot
love
of
on you.
Fall victim to the good peen. A lot of women.
Yeah, but you don't have to. At a certain age, you got to kind of just say, look, there's nothing wrong with having sex. Look, I'm not against it. All I'm saying is, if you want more, like, you gotta sacrifice some things. It's not all about just having, look, with everything that's going on today, we got to just be centered and more focused on other things. If you want a quality relationship, then you got to do quality relationship work, and that is saving yourself for Mr. Right, even when you're over 30 or over 40. And I know that's corny, but I'm just going to tell you, like I would tell any other good friend, save yourself, because when that right guy comes along, you are going to enjoy it that much more. You're not going to have to worry about not answering your phone. You're not going to have to worry about not answering your door. You got somebody crazy in the window. You know, save yourself for the right guy.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong for it. You know, you can still date. We're not telling you to sit in the house and turn the lights off and close the blinds. We're not telling you that. You know, you can still date, but you know, just do that date.
Yeah. And sounds like she's doing good. She met 2 guys. I mean, there's people out here who's like, I can't meet nobody. I mean, she might be a very pretty lady, has very good conversation. Maybe you look really good. All those things. I mean, I'm giving you a applause right now because you'd be able to get yourself 2 guys. That's excellent. You're doing real good.
Miss Kaya says, I'll take well established for 500, please. I
yes.
myself if it's not good. I know that's right, sis.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna need you to be established and with that good ping. Like I'm gonna need both. And I got both. So I know I can get both. So you know, I need both of them coming to the table. I need both of them. I mean, that was a good question, you guys. I hope we were able to help. I hope she gets a chance to watch this live. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I hope that really helps. I hope that really does help. All right, ladies, we got time for another one. Does anybody in the chat have any questions or concerns, topics that you want to discuss, something that's really been on your mind?
I'm just looking through the chat.
All right, I got another question. I got another Q&A if we're ready for that one.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So here's the next one. I don't know what to do. I have been dealing with my boyfriend for 3 years, from cheating on me to him being locked up for dealing with his crazy, childish baby mama. He is a sweet guy, but the love I have for him just isn't the same. Like it was. I'm tired of getting hurt and mistreated and asking him for time. I want to stay, but at the same time, I know I deserve better. What should I do?
4 kids in lupus said leave, just like all caps. Tasha, you weren't even finished with the question yet. She already typed leave.
What you think, Reese?
I think basically she needs to leave. If she hasn't spoke to him about it, I mean, but it really sounds like right off the bat, she needs to move on.
Yeah, I mean, you've been with him for 3 years. He going to jail for fighting his baby mama?
Yeah, she
like,
definitely
girl, you next. You better go.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that. Why is he fighting the baby mama to the point where he got to go to jail and he dating you? Like, what's the problem here? Sis, I wouldn't have time for all them phone calls. You need to go on and get you somebody else, at least somebody who ain't got baby mama situation.
Yeah.
Like, he can have a baby mama, but don't have the drama that come with the baby
exactly.
mama.
She needs
I'm not telling you can't have a baby mama, because, you know, I'm a baby mama. So you can have a baby mama. You know what I'm saying? But just don't have the drama that comes with the baby mama.
Right.
And you, like she said, I know I deserve better. So that's what kills me with these questions. Y'all be knowing the answers. So, you know, do what you know is best. At the end of the day, sis, you gotta look out for you. Because if you don't look out for you, who you think gonna look out for you? Nobody.
Right. Brad is not worried. He is living his best life. He's going on.
And you know, next time.
And if you let that man, go ahead.
Is that you, Silver Time?
Yeah, that's her.
Can you hear me? I just used my daughter Bluetooth earphones. because it says use earphones, and I feel like y'all can hear me better. I guess if like I don't use earphones.
I heard you just fine before. I was just gonna say, you know what? If he's just got arrested for beating up his baby mama, I would assume he's probably getting ready to go back to jail. But let me tell you this. You just never know what kind of situation him and the baby mama have. They might be used to fighting. If you're not a fighter, next time it might be your family going to pick out your casket. So if you're listening, girl, do get up out of there, because you might not be made for this, and you are getting so many warnings that your next warning may be your last. And I would hate for your family to have to be burying you, cremating you, saying goodbye to you because you decided to stick around for some nonsense. And just because he's fighting her doesn't mean that you won't be killed next time, just to be honest. I mean, let's just be real at this point. Just run and get out of there. I mean, this is it's really sad. People are dealing with a lot, and it takes a lot of strength to stay in a bad relationship like that, because you have to have a lot of inner fortitude. But I think oftentimes when people leave these type of relationships, whether it's a abusive physically or mentally, or you just know that you're being dealt with wrong, and you're putting forth your best effort, I think once we all get away from those situations, you look back and like, why did I wait so long? Like, even though it seems really hard, and sometimes it is hard for a lot of people, when you get away finally, it's like, come on, y'all. Nobody deserves to be living a life in pain and crying and unhappiness. Life is too short.
Yes. All right. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to look at this next question. So we're gonna go ahead with the next one.
Quelz, is that you? Quelz sounds like she is scrambling some marbles. I don't know what Quelz is over there playing with some like.
All right, you guys. Okay, Quelz is back. All right, so here's the next one. So this one is just a little bit long, so I want y'all to hold on for me for a minute. So it says, I've told my boyfriend this countless times, and he has battled me on it and has been in complete denial about it. His children think that they're white, and to a certain degree they are. Both parents are mixed race. My boyfriend is culturally the black one. In Louisiana, the Creole community, in parentheses, the Beyonce type, mostly rejects their African heritage and praises their French heritage. So I'm assuming that they're from Louisiana. They that still enslaved them. By the way, the light skin, good hair privilege. Okay. Anyway, the kids live with their passy block mother who shits on black women, calls us ninja bees, but says nothing to her darker skinned family. She's teaching her kids to hate blacks and not play with black kids. She doesn't teach them anything about them being black. All they know is that they're not white. So these children are mixed because their parents are mixed. The son told his father he doesn't like it when those people, black people, wear their hair in dreadlocks because it's hard to tell their gender. My boyfriend educated him once again on the fact he's black. By the way, my boyfriend's son is lightly tan with 3C 4A hair type that his mother cut short because it's too black. My question is, why can't my boyfriend accept my observation about his children and what they learn at home? I have a degree in psychology and I work with children. I'm almost 13 years younger than my boyfriend.
Oh my God. This is another. I'm surprised I'm not seeing like people running, leave. I mean, this is once again, leave. This is a hot mess. This is a mess. It's a mess.
So the boyfriend, so the girlfriend is telling her boyfriend, look, the baby mama is raising these kids to not to embrace both their ethnicities and only one. The boyfriend is in denial. He's saying that's not true. But you got the son coming to him saying he doesn't like to see black folks with dreads because he can't tell if they're a man or a woman. The mother doesn't embrace the black, but she tells them they're not Caucasian, but she doesn't embrace their black heritage. The girlfriend tries to tell the boyfriend, like, look, your baby mama is brainwashing her kids, but the boyfriend's not listening. He's basically like, yeah, no, there's no problem. Yeah, they know they're black and white. They know they're mixed.
She will be banging her head against the wall for the rest of her life. I would leave it alone. I mean, people, you can't, it's hard to change people's beliefs. I mean, you can either believe something or not believe something, but if you were culturally raised to believe something and that cultural belief makes you feel either better or worse about yourself, you know, some of us have some cultural beliefs that could be similar to that, but some of us don't. But if you are raised around something that is so ingrained into your culture as well, if that is a particular culture subset, and it is so ingrained, these people are not going to stop believing what they want to believe. If they have a disdain for darker skin or a disdain for being black, if they have a disdain to be on a lower echelon of society, and that's what, to them, they're not going to believe it. So they're not, even if they know it's the truth, they're not going to believe it. They're not going to accept it. So if she can't accept how they are, girl, you better go, because this whole thing has been going on far longer than you and your educational background, and you will be beating your head against the wall. They are not going to change. So either get with the program or get lost, you know. And I would be running.
My personal opinion is, unless she's doing something to harm the children, these are not your children. So we're going to go back to what we said the other day. Stay in your lane, sis.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. As long as she is not abusing the children, she's taking care of them like they need to be taken care of. You know, they are mixed, so they need to embrace both their cultures. Okay? So if she is maybe leaning towards one more than the other, I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, these are not your children. Worry about the children that you either have or gonna have, the way you feel like you need to raise them. You can't tell this woman how to raise her kids, and you keep telling the boyfriend, because to me that's BS. You're basically telling the boyfriend that the mom ain't doing a good job. Your opinions, it's your opinion that she feels like black women are this or black women, unless she actually told you that, and you didn't say this in this post that she told you that. Opinion doesn't mean it's right. That's my thought.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. What's the chat think? What the people in the chat thinking?
Gosh, let's see. Journal Girl said exactly, you know, right, you're right. Destiny, but I couldn't. I guess Destiny said she can't tell them what value, what. Can you hear me?
When you're talking robot, it sounds like a robot.
Oh, okay.
I hear it just fine.
Where'd she go?
Oh, Tasha just dropped off. That must be Tasha. Girl, you know what? I'm gonna tell everyone, you guys in the chat, just so you know, YouTube and even StreamYard have put out that they are experiencing really, really high usage because, of course, everybody is home, everybody is going live. A lot of people are using StreamYard. I have a paid version of StreamYard, and even that's not really making much of a difference. I mean, it's still kind of like lagging a little bit more than usual. So guys, just keep that in mind. I don't know if you've seen other live streams, like if they're experiencing lags. I guess it also depends on what, maybe what service you're using, but we're using StreamYard, obviously, and we're not going straight through into YouTube through like the webcam thing. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there as a disclaimer. But yeah, Journal Girl saying, as a side note, she saw a meme that said, if they said people have to stay in the house or they won't get their stimulus check, these streets would be empty. That is probably true.
People already getting their checks though. I need to check my account and see if mine dropping, because I mean, I've heard, I hear people have gotten their stimulus checks already. I'm like, really?
Mine's middle of the alphabet, so I'm probably not anytime soon.
Mine's middle of the alphabet too. So I'm like,
mine too.
Maybe I don't qualify yet, because I know they start at the beginning of the alphabet. So, hey.
Wait, hold on, Tasha. I'm trying to isolate the link.
But yeah, I think that last one was pretty much self-explanatory. Like I said to Demita, I totally agree. I'm gonna stay out of it. If that was my situation, I'm not gonna insert myself in that mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where are you from? Aren't you from Louisiana?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm from Maryland, Columbia, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole thing. I'm sorry.
I mean, I understand. You know what I mean? Basically what she's saying, but I feel like when the child is a mixed race, they need to know what they need to embrace both of the races.
Right.
And like my son is half Pakistan and he's half black. So when it comes to that, his grandmother basically wanted him to go to the mosque. I said no. So he goes to the mosque and he goes to church. So when he's bigger, then he can decide what he wants to actually do.
Mm-hmm. I got a homegirl. She's half Pakistani too.
Yeah.
And she's Muslim. So
yeah.
So I mean, I clearly understand where she's coming from.
Right. And I mean, it's good. And I think religion-wise, I think it's good to learn all religions. And I think, like you said, Reese, at a certain point in life, you kind of decide as your own mature adult, what makes sense to you. But I think the main thing is that children have some sort of spiritual education, whatever that looks like, because I think it gives, it's just important. So the fact that he's getting both, I think is really, really great, because at the end of the day, he knows so much about two, cornerstones of spirituality that are, that are global. So I think that's a great thing. There's no losing in that at all. So, but yeah, it's, look, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the United, there a lot of the stuff that people kind of are tripping about these days, or that whole thing with the Creole culture, that a lot of that is a throwback to almost, 150, 200 years ago. And even at the turn of the 20th century, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that unfortunately, people are still buying into. And that's just a whole thing. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. But what the lady articulated in that letter, stating that her thoughts and impressions are, you can't even tell her that she's Black. So they're not embracing anything. I mean, if you are Creole versus Cajun, the difference is that you are a descendant of Africans.
Yeah.
Okay, because Cajuns are all white and Creoles have black.
Mm-hmm.
They're black. But if you're trying to tell people that they're not black and you're Creole, okay. You know, I don't know that that's the right thing to tell someone. You are black, but is saying that you're black like such a bad thing? That you can't convince someone that if that's what they think, that that's not what it is. So whether, it's just that's one of those losing arguments. I would run for the hills. I just wouldn't
Even
be
when I was
involved in that.
married, I had to have a Muslim wedding, and that's what they wanted me to have only. But like I told them, I said, no, we're not going to do that. We're also going to have a wedding in American way. So I had two weddings and two different options.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it sounds like they accepted you.
It sounds like that.
Yeah. Oh, but it didn't go that way. Yeah, I can.
Because in their culture, you know what I mean? They have basically what you call arranged marriages.
Mm-hmm.
So he went, against his mom and married me. So, yeah.
So are you and your husband still together?
We're actually divorced, but yeah, we're actually still together, getting ready to get married again.
Okay. Well, you have your son.
Yep.
You have your son. Okay, so Tasha, give us another one.
All right, so here goes the next one. It says, so I have been with my boyfriend for 3 years. We met when we just got out of the military. Sex has always been kind of bland with him, never exciting, and I just thought he was in the military, so maybe he still has some learning to do. It has been just quick and over in less than 6 minutes. Last night, I was giving him oral, and he got aroused, but he doesn't care to do the same to me. He just kind of laid there until I stopped because, why keep going? I have told him numerous times that I feel like our sex life is boring and I'm tired of the same one position, but I don't think he cares. He will fix it for that week, but go back to the same boring-ish. We have never done foreplay, and he rather use lube instead of making the slightest effort to get me worked up. I am not the cheating type, but would it really be so wrong to find someone else for the bedroom?
Yeah.
You so silly.
Well, she knows the answer to that question.
She doesn't say. Their sex is just real boring. It's very missionary. After so long, sis, 3 years, and girl, you've been going through that for 3 years.
Yeah, she's all about it.
Yeah. I think if sex is a very important part of a relationship, and if he's not satisfying you, then sis, you most definitely need to be satisfied. Now, on the other hand, some people will say, well, what if you've been with somebody 10 years and something horribly happens and they can't perform anymore? So what does that mean? You leave them? No, that's not what that means. That obviously means that you guys got to be more creative, right? I just think she said she has talked to him about it, and she said he'll do right for about a week, and then I guess when he thinks she didn't forgot, he go back to his old ways. It just sounds like he's just lazy when it comes to sex, and she just needs to let him know she needs adventure in the bedroom. Not meaning bringing other partners into the room, but she just wants him to make her feel good, and he's not. So she needs to like we really need to talk about this. Like, this is real important to me, and if he loves her, he will understand and he will listen.
And that's her boyfriend? I'm sorry.
This is her boyfriend. Yeah, this is her boyfriend.
And it's been going on for 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, she gonna either have to, try to show him some different things. And I don't know, because that's just a bad situation all around. Yeah, she's gonna have to try to show him some things. If that does not work, then maybe they need to cut ties. Maybe.
I just think that I mean, if he doesn't take her seriously about her feelings, because
Yeah.
that's her need. She needs to be treated right in the bedroom. That's a need for her.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't want to satisfy that need, then she might need to reevaluate her situation, because there's no need to walk around being sexually frustrated.
Yeah, that's like a vital.
That means you're always going to have an attitude with him, and that's not.
Yeah, no need to be walking around frustrated. That's for sure. No need on that. Girl, I'm telling you, I want to see what they said in the chat room, because I'm expecting to see some of the running away emojis. I mean, is this her boyfriend or her husband? Like, I just want to know, why is everyone trying to make some lemonade? Why is everyone trying to make a bad situation? I mean, I don't know. I think that we got a dialogue out here that there's no good men. So a lot of us women are sitting around trying to make the best out of a really shitty situation, when you got to just go and have faith that you're going to meet someone else. Because honestly, some of these people are just not for you. And you block your blessing by sitting around trying to deal with somebody who is not your man. And you're not happy. We are not meant to live unfulfilled, unhappy lives. That is not what we were put here for. We are here to have our heart's desire and to be happy. Do not sit around and try to make lemonade with every lame guy that you think is okay, that is remotely okay. We don't have to settle. You want to be realistic. There's not going to be a prince on every corner, but damn, we don't have to give up a whole entire life of having what we want and what we deserve just because somebody is nice to us. Like, let it go. I just, it makes me sad to think that, it's just unfortunate. So I'm off my soapbox, but I leave him alone.
Yeah, I just think that you can only do so much talking and convincing, and after 3 years, sis, if he hasn't got it within 3 years, then you need to go get it from somewhere else. Like, girl,
yes, go get it
immediately. Why go through all that if he's not going to do what you asked him to do? It's not like you asked him to go rob 6 banks in 7 days. You know what I'm saying? So if he can't please you in the bedroom, like, that's small to a giant. That's nothing,
Yeah.
And if you need something as small as that, then you might need to, reevaluate your situation. I mean, again, I said, there's no need to walk around being sexually frustrated. Now, just to change the narrative a little bit, somebody in the chat asked, what did we think about Yaya and NBA YoungBoy, Floyd Mayweather's daughter? She was arrested the other day for stabbing NBA YoungBoy's one of the women that's pregnant by him. I think he currently has a couple of them pregnant by him at the same time right now. But apparently the woman that was stabbed has came forward, and there's supposed to be some more additional charges being added to. I think they call her Yaya. I think her name is Ileana or something like that.
I think it's Ayana.
Is it Ayana? Okay. So yeah, she did. She did, Kaylee. She stabbed the girl in both her arms because I guess she came to NBA YoungBoy's house and the girl was there. Now, obviously, sis, the girl was there because NBA YoungBoy invited her. Right? Yeah, that's why she was there. You do have to understand, although he's calling you wife, that he got somebody else pregnant. So, you know, why you being super hostile? And she's also gotten into a fight with this girl before. They was at a hotel, I think in Dallas, and they got into a fight in front of the hotel at Dallas. This is all within the last year, right? So she keeps jumping on all these women that NBA young boy keeps bringing around. So my thought is, why you keep jumping on all these women when they can't be a part of his life unless he makes them a part of his life?
Right.
Why you not jumping on him? And then Floyd Mayweather basically is kind of closed mouth to the whole situation. He's not really saying anything. He's letting his, I think she's 19. He's just letting his 19-year-old daughter, you know, run him up.
That's it.
And when NBA YoungBoy was doing his rant on Instagram the other day, because Kodak Black basically was dogging him out on Instagram, and then again, Kodak Black got a phone in jail, but okay, anyway,
money will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they were talking, like, when NBA YoungBoy was talking, like, he was talking cash-ish about Floyd Mayweather. And Yaya was just sitting there. She was half asleep anyway. People say they don't know if she was intoxicated, how they don't know what was going on with the girl. But he woke up out of her sleep, and he calling Floyd Mayweather all kind of names. And Yaya was just sitting there looking at him like, "What's going on? What's happening? Do I need to fight again? What's going on?"
I got a question. Royalty said the girl facing 99 years. Is that because the baby died? Somebody said the baby died. What happened? She's really facing 99 years?
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow. The baby died? Oh, wow.
Oh,
I didn't know all that.
Okay, Solo, I haven't heard that. I heard that it was both arms. Now, unless something new has came about, which I would think if that was the case, then that would have been said the first time the story broke, you know. But I'll have to go back and check my sources.
My daughter just told me that the baby did die.
Yeah, she going to jail.
So maybe even though the injuries weren't necessarily like damaging to the child, maybe just because the trauma that she sustained maybe made her go into labor. Was she far along? Something happened for her to lose the kids or lose the child. That's terrible.
It is.
Well, you see what I mean, I'm sorry. This guy, you know, nothing can come good from some of these relationships. Look at this. This girl is probably going to be losing her life. You know, I mean, it's just, it's a shame.
Can't save her. Daddy money is not going to be able to save her. No, Floyd can't save her. No. That's true. I don't know why.
Okay, but that's sad. That is really sad if that's the case.
Oh,
wow.
Not enough details. But yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate. It is very unfortunate that she's such a young lady and she's probably gonna miss out a big part of her life over some ping. And that's what us as women have to learn. Like, you know, you gotta value yourself to know, like, I could go to jail over this. You feel me? And I think Floyd's daughter is learning, like, okay, I did this. Unfortunately, a fetus life was lost in the process, so I don't think they're going to be lenient on her about that at all, because, I mean, just like with, what's that dude name? It happened in the Bay Area, too. I totally forgot. You know, the dude that killed his wife and his baby. He's in jail, too.
Oh, okay. Scott Peterson? Peterson?
Yeah.
Shoot, that's every day, though.
They don't be.
I mean,
unfortunately, when you kill a fetus. When you kill a fetus, they be hard on you.
Of course, you know, that happens more than. I mean, look, there's a woman who is going to lose their life every day, who's pregnant. I mean, it's a very women who are pregnant are more likely to die from a homicide than not. For some reason, and it's some random fact. I mean, you find women getting killed by husbands, especially if you were in domestic violence situations. I mean, definitely, you know, it's really just a very dangerous time. You know, you're always hearing about some pregnant woman who is, you know, comes up missing. You've got some husband who is on the news, like pretending to halfway cry, and you know, unfortunately, the woman's off in the woods somewhere. I mean, it's just awful. It's awful, and I hate hearing that this woman lost her baby. You know, I mean, it's sometimes being in these horrible relationships, it makes you act out and do things you would not have normally done, and it's unfortunate for this girl that she made such a poor decision, but she's gonna, you know, she's gonna have to pay for it. Yeah.
The unfortunate part is NBA gonna keep on making babies with other women while you sit in prison.
There's an opening. There's 1 or 2 openings now in his on his social card, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So hopefully he'll put money on her car for commissary.
That's that's terrible.
Somebody in the chat was like, they still fighting over Dingaling, and Quelz answered her, yeah. That boy got herpes and women are chasing him. I don't get it. Yeah, they said that boy got herpes. That's been
Ooh, that's tea to me. I didn't know. I don't really follow NBA young boys, so I don't know much about him. So I didn't know he had herpes.
Me either, because I don't even know what he looked like.
Right. I know what he looked like, but
I don't.
Yeah, you know, my son, he likes NBA young boy, but I just think he has so many women. And it's the funny thing is the one baby mama, I think her name is Janaea or Jayla or something like that.
Jada. I think it's Jada.
Jada, that's the one he really wants. Right now, they have a protection order. Like, I guess he's been accused of hitting her or something like that. So there's some type of protection order where he can't touch her or something. But he said as soon as that is over, he going to his woman. So all these women fighting for nothing, because he said as soon as that order is lifted, that's where he's going. That's where his heart is at. And I'm sure Yaya knows that, because hell, if I know it, I know she know it.
I'm with you, Journal Girl. I don't know much about none of these young rappers. The baby, NBA young
It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't really follow none of them.
I know about him because a lot of the, you know, because he is famous, a lot of the bloggers cover stories about him. And I'm subscribed to a lot of these, you know, YouTubers, big YouTubers that discuss celebrity news. And then of course my kids listen to NBA Youngboy. Yeah. Now I can't tell you a song he sings, right?
No, I couldn't tell you half of them.
I just think of one.
Yeah, I just know his name because he's always in the media, and you know, like Lovely T, she covered the story of the day, and I most definitely am subscribed to Lovely T. So NBA Youngboy, I know who he is. I just don't listen to him because that ain't my type of music. Yeah, I like rap, but his type of music I don't like.
Right. I don't know about that. Any more sis that needs help with the tea?
You know, I could probably find another one. Hold on real quick, because I really didn't. I didn't have. That was the last one I had, but I can go look for another.
You know, I could pull one real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Stand by.
Okay. All right, you guys. I thank y'all so much for joining. I see right now, Jazz and them just went live.
Did you get my text? Okay.
Girl, about NBA Youngboy.
Same exact story right now.
Oh Lord. Okay, well that's cute. That's cute.
I mean, people are so tired.
I'm glad they, I mean, we in this quarantine thing. So I did see somebody in the chat. I wonder if that person is still in there. Somebody in the chat said this: the governor of Texas is thinking about opening the state back up. I thought she said at the end of the month. If you're still in the chat, can you elaborate on that some more? I can't remember who said it. How's everybody dealing with the whole stay-at-home order? Is everybody doing okay with that? Oh, and he has 4 children. Oh, wow.
And how old is he?
20.
Oh, okay.
DBO says she's tired of staying at home. Yeah, it's just like I'm ready to,
Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are we finished with the questions, or am I changing the subject?
No, go ahead.
I just when people say the reactors, what is your general impression of that?
What do you mean?
The reactors.
The people who react.
Yeah, I thought it was self-explanatory. Like,
huh?
The people who react. I mean, I just thought that was self-explanatory, but
okay.
What you think, Fran?
Me. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I don't like it. I'm of the, I have a name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah. They know exactly who we are. That's all that matters.
Stone 95. I hope for a speedy recovery for you. Stone 95 says that she has just had emergency back surgery. So she's at home anyway. She's sick of the virus. She's praying. Yeah, we're all praying. I know that President Trump just declared all 50 states under state of emergency. They said that's the first time that's ever been done in history.
I just emailed
everyone
guys, Tasha and Fran. I emailed you guys something if y'all want to read it or not. It's up to y'all.
Where is it
can
at?
you read it? Quelz, can you read it?
Hold on. Cause I got it off my phone. Let me see and I'm on this tablet. I should have sent it to myself.
Yeah, I can read it. I got it right here.
Okay.
All right, guys. So here goes the next question. It says, my ex is HIV positive. He found out his status during the marriage. He cheats and is a liar. So fast forward to a divorce because he keeps cheating. He gets married to another woman and does not disclose his HIV status to her. Would you tell the second wife about his status?
Yes, I would definitely tell.
Huh?
I would definitely tell.
I'm snitching all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm snitching.
Most definitely.
Yep, I would tell. Immediately.
I don't know why you didn't tell her when she was just the girlfriend.
I don't even know why she's still with him.
Yeah, why didn't you tell this woman when she was the girlfriend instead of when I was the wife?
I mean, I don't know, because I feel like if you are a woman that not saying all women don't upkeep themselves, but you should at least be getting tested twice a year anyway. So if you marrying somebody and you don't even know your status prior to marrying that person, and not saying that she's gonna catch HIV that fast after being with this man, but it's always good to know your own status. But me as an ex, if it was me and I'm the ex-wife and he's positive, because I don't know if the ex-wife is positive or not. It didn't say, right? I don't think it said. But I mean, unless I still got contact with him and know his business and stuff like that, and we have kids or something, I'ma tell. I'm telling. Period.
Yep.
I'm telling. Because I wouldn't want to be in that situation if the shoe was on the other foot. I wouldn't want somebody that knows I'm with this man and they know his status and they know I don't know. I want somebody to tell me if the shoe was on the other foot.
All right, so here go another one, y'all. It says, I've been seeing this guy for about 6 months now. He hit it off. We hit it off. But now I don't know. He hardly texts me back. I'm always the first to text him. He used to make time for us. Now it's like he's making excuses. I was single for 5 years prior to this relationship. I don't know if I'm just confused. I tell him how I feel and he laughs it off. I'm this close to ending it. What should I do?
Can I take that one?
Yes. Go ahead.
He's not into you
At all.
He's not into you, and he's not laughing it off. He's laughing at you because he's like, well, damn, if she knows that I'm not into her, why is she getting ready to take off her clothes and jump in the bed with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, is the beast stupid? Like, that's what he's doing. He's laughing at you at the end of the day. I mean, men want what they want. And if you got someone in your life who's not really into you and he's using you, and you know, like, he's not calling you, you're calling him, you're having to do a lot of the work. That's not how it works with a guy that is actually into you.
Right.
So, I mean, either keep working really hard for a little, like keep doing the most and getting the least, or hey, take a shot at finding someone who actually is interested in you. Like, you know, it's
clearly he's not into her. He's not interested at all. He's lost interest. You know, that's water under the bridge. He's not into you. Period.
I mean, okay, if he, like, exactly, if a man can't take you seriously, if you texting him, you always texting him first. You tell him how you feel. He laughs you off. Obviously, he doesn't take you seriously. And since you need to be with somebody that most definitely takes you seriously, if you feel like that, you know, look, y'all complain about stuff that's so easy. Y'all act like because y'all get with a man, you can't get with another one. Just like you got with one, sis, what makes you think you can't get it with another one? Exactly. If he's not doing what you need or giving you what you want, sis, move around. He's your boyfriend, not your husband, okay? Exactly. You can most definitely move around from a boyfriend. Just move around. Y'all get stuck, dumb, and stupid in these situations. Like, come on now. I guess I could say that because I done been there, done that. I'm a little older, so I just got a little low tolerance. I don't got high tolerance. I used to, when I was young, I'd accept anything, a whole lot of stuff. But after doing that for so long, when I tell you it learned me real quick, you hear me? It learned me real quick. So now I can't do that no more. Like what I went through then, I kind of wish like these type of forums were going on now so I could talk and let people know what I'm going through and get the advice from others. Of course, back then that wasn't going on. So a lot of stuff that I went through was just, you know, I went through it because that's what I needed to go through because that's called life. But I learned from a lot of the lessons that I went through, and I just told myself I wouldn't go through that no more. Like for what? I don't have to. What somebody else don't like, the next one to love. Period. All right, you guys. So we got one more because it's almost 12:30. So here goes the next one. It says, I literally give up on guys because every time I start to talk to a guy, I get ghosted, underappreciated, lied to, etc. I'm so done. I give my heart to guys, care about them, make sure they are good mentally, and I don't get that same love and support back. And sometimes I can't help it because I have a big heart. I don't know if it is because I'm ugly or I'm just being used. I just don't know what it is. It is literally the same thing. It is literally the same thing on repeat. I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any advice?
Did she just call herself ugly?
Yeah. Whatever advice number one says, if you don't love and appreciate yourself, do you expect for somebody else to?
Right. Exactly.
Come on, baby. So a lot of this stuff, it don't take a rocket scientist. All it takes is for you to think. Just think.
That's it.
Stop helping these people, these men, out of situations that they need to be helping themselves out of. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be there for support, but you can't give somebody that ain't giving back to you. Period. Oh Lord. Period.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It just, as you can see, I'm sorry guys, I have a hard time at holding my emotions because I feel, that we as women, we are, anyone on this earth, we are just amazing, creatures of God. And we have so much in us, and there's so much out here that's amazing to just accept like subpar. It's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. It makes me sad that there are women out here, beautiful women. We all look different. Everyone's got their different strengths, but it's like, come on, like
beauty
it's a shame.
is in the eye of the beholder. Okay?
Well, someone could be, look, I'm saying everyone is beautiful. So, and everyone has something to offer. If this person does not see themselves as beautiful, then I'm sad for them. But there's got to be something that within them they can find some beauty and some worth out of. And that might be part of the problem.
If you don't love yourself, a man is going to pick up on that quick. And the type of man that picks up on that quick is the type of man you really don't need in your life.
Right.
Because them are the type of men that are going to use you. They're going to abuse you. They're going to look at that weak link inside of you, and they're going to take full advantage of it. And, unfortunately, like we was discussing earlier, earlier it was lit. Like, we were just discussing all types of relationship stuff. Like, it was amazing, just about self-love and knowing your worth, and people display it in different aspects. Some people have an arrogance about it, which is just a cover-up to show how much they don't love themselves, or how much they don't pay attention to self-love or take the time to heal themselves. And then some people talk down upon themselves, like it sounds like the woman in this letter, like, am I ugly? Like, who has the time for stuff like that?
Right. Like, not even like this, their self-worth is at an all-time low. And it makes me sad because I feel like there's so many things within us that are amazing, and you should take the time to count your blessings even within yourself. And it makes me sad.
Definitely.
So it's unfortunate.
Did nobody want to call in? Y'all didn't have no questions to call in. The panel is here. We're here to answer y'all questions. We had such a good conversation earlier today. It was lit. It was amazing. If you missed it, go back on Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts and watch that live, because it was lit. It was amazing. So if you guys want to call in, chime in, Fran, I dropped the link for you guys. We're here to answer your questions, because we're going to wrap it up in a minute anyway. So y'all might as well put y'all 2 cents in. Go ahead and give us a scenario. If it's a sis out there, we don't have to show your face. We don't got to mag blast you. None of that. Just call in whatever questions you may have and just go ahead. Even if it's any men out there that want to challenge a female's perspective or bring a male's perspective to the forefront, don't be afraid to go ahead and reach out on this platform and go ahead and give your 2 cents on whatever topic you want to discuss.
Come on, Ron says she wants to call in. Okay. So Journal Girl says I'm an empath, and I know I've heard people say like, "Oh, I'm an empath," and maybe I am, because sometimes like certain things can change my mood. Even though I'm a very resilient person, and I always say that my reset button is happy because I'm typically always happy. But yeah, when I hear about suffering, I think more particularly suffering and people just kind of allowing suffering in their life, it does really, it takes something out of me. It sucks a little bit of my energy.
I wish I was an empath. I'm totally not an empath. I'm very emotionally disconnected from people. Once people get emotional, I'm one of those people that tend to be like, oh, okay, it's time for me to leave and exit. You feel me? So I'm not really an empath, but I am connected to energies. I do believe in vibes. I do believe in energies, things like that. That's how I connect with people, is through vibes and through energy. So yeah, if the vibe is right and the mood is right and you guys want to go ahead and join the live stream, we'll black your face out. We can't disguise your voice, but I mean, hey, come on in.
Well, we've got Ron, and I know Ron is a lady. We've talked to her before. Ron, how are you?
Yeah.
Long time no
How
hear.
are you guys?
I'm doing great. How are you ladies? Well, I'll let all the ladies answer. Guys, Ron asked how you guys are doing.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
How are you?
Hi.
What's going on, Ron? Did you get that situation fixed with that guy you was telling us about the last time?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that went nowhere. Yeah.
What happened, sis? What happened?
Hello?
Ron, can we hear you? This is like the worst connections we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ron, can you hear?
Here. I can't hear Ron.
We lost her. Ron, call back in.
Ron.
Yeah, just hit the link and come back in, sis. So somebody in the chat asked, how do we feel about the Mamiana game being on his live at the same time as we are? We don't feel, baby. Like they're free to go on anytime, any place, anytime, any place. They I mean, we don't feel nothing. Like, it's all good.
They were actually just talking about us.
What were
Hello?
they saying? What were they saying?
Someone asked Chrissy and all of them, do they think
For
that they
some
are
reason I'm not able to
celebrities?
hear.
What did you say, Reese?
Someone asked them if they think that they are celebrities. And their response was, no, but the reactors make us celebrities. And then Chrissy said, well, she kind of feels like they are celebrities because of the way that everybody comes after them, basically.
Okay,
no,
ask a real celebrity that, like.
Yeah, it'd be all the same. It's just like it's like a viral post. I mean, no, look. We are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 people. The people that's making you feel like it's your comment section. But y'all they keep forgetting about the comment section. They act like we the comment section.
Yeah.
No, we're not the comment section. It's your comment section.
Yeah.
It's not us. It's your comment. Look at your comments. I'm not in your comments 177 times. You know what I'm saying? Them is different names. Them is different names in that comment section. Change in your comment section. Yep. I do this video and I'm out. Now it's the people in your comment. It's the people DMing you, Snapchatting you. Leaving them is the ones that think y'all
celebrities. Think that you're a celebrity when you are in a city like Houston, Texas, and you're saying that you're having a meet and greet? I'm sorry, Ron. Ron, are you on? Okay. How are you in a city, the 4th largest city in the country, and no one shows up to your meet and greet? I mean, and you're a celebrity. You think I make you feel like a celebrity? Girl, bye.
We know that was all cold talk. Wasn't no meet and greet. That was code talk for we've trying to find Chrissy a place. That was
No,
code
I think
talk.
they actually they went to the Galleria and thought that some people were going to turn up and turn out to come see them at Chick-fil-A. Okay.
That part.
I mean, I don't know. That's what they said. I mean, I guess people were supposed to meet them over at the Chick-fil-A.
I put it to you like this: if the cashiers at Chick-fil-A didn't know who they was, then they're not celebrities.
There you have it. Drop mic. That's it.
Yeah.
If the cashiers didn't know who you are, then yeah, nobody does.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Jamie Foxx, Chick-fil-A, and they're not gonna know who he is.
You're right, Four Moms. You are definitely right. I don't even want to talk about those fleas when we are big dogs over here in our universe, in our community. And you are so right. I don't want to bite the bait and fall for the okie doke and discuss them. Let's just do what we do every Saturday night, like Pinky and the Brain. We trying to take over this YouTube community. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And you know, like I said, mockery is the highest form of flattery. And definitely.
Well, no, I don't even think it's that. Like anybody can go live. People were going live when we came to this platform.
There's a million people probably live right now, Tasha.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, it's all good. Like at the end of the day.
I mean, in this type of format. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I'm not honestly, and I'm not even trying to take it over. I don't want to do what they do, and I don't have any aspiration to take any of their spots. I got my spot. My spot is good.
Yeah,
I don't need anything that anyone over there has, so I'm good over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, you know, people with real lives doing real stuff on their channels. You know, can you become a celebrity from YouTube? Yes, you can. Are they celebrities? They have to answer that for themselves. You know, I'm not asking for their autograph, but I mean, maybe somebody would.
Maybe.
That's
Not
awesome.
This maybe would never, but maybe.
Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, it's, you know, I discuss the channels that I watch. They are the channels that I watch. I say what I have to say and I'm out.
Yeah.
I go on to the next either video or conversation. It's that simple for me. It's not really hard.
So what was next on the agenda? We covered a lot of ground though, guys.
What happened to Ron? What happened to Ron? We didn't even get
Ron, for some reason, I don't know what is going on with this communication, this StreamYard device tonight, but it's acting up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's acting up.
Oh, okay. Well, Ron, if you're out there, Ron, we would love to help you, sis. So we would love for you to, you know, get back out there, click on the link. Fran will bring you on in, and we can go ahead and help you, sis. Like
Barbie girl, you silly Fran.
I was reading her comment too. I'm like, okay, Barbie.
Okay, so Jim and Ice has a question. She says, this person says, I'm sorry. I would like to get the ladies' take on the YouTube gender war, specifically the men that complain about getting women. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
You're gonna have to call and explain that one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to call in. You're gonna have to hit the link that Love Lies and Lace Fronts just dropped, and you're gonna have to enlighten us because I don't even know what you're talking about. Why is this not charging?
Would you guys prefer to call in? Because I do got like one of those numbers you could call in on. But I mean, you can hit the link too, but I don't know. Some people aren't as tech savvy. I understand. So,
Kel Valentine says, what have y'all been doing to keep y'all deaf busy during this quarantine? I mean, I just been on YouTube, child. Like, that's all I really can do.
You're seeing it. Hello.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube, and you know what? I'm thankful for that because I've been able to connect with a lot more people, and I've been able to do more commentary, and been people have been DMing me, and we've been having sidebar
Mhm.
conversations. So I feel it's really great. I for the most part I enjoy being here on YouTube. Some of the comments kind of like, okay, girl or boy or whatever, move around. But for the most part, I don't really get a lot of stupidness. But I do get a lot of people, coming and just saying, hey, I appreciate your commentary. Thanks for giving me something to pass
Mhm.
the time by. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. I just been working on my lash line. Trying to expand that, trying to offer more with my lash line. I'm big on horoscopes and astrology. I'm big on makeup. So I've been trying to just combine the two to, get creative with it so I can have different things to offer on my platform other than reacting. But I
Mhm.
mean, I enjoy reacting. It's fun. But I want to offer you guys something as well, just to connect with my people because I really love the support. I love this panel that we have tonight. I love you guys out there that support us. So I want to be able to give you guys something. You feel me? Other than just reactions. So that's what I've been working on.
Okay. Reese, what have you been working on?
Basically, just doing stuff on YouTube, the same as Kel says, trying to expand, to go on, talk about other issues, cooking. That's about it. Just being a wife and a mom.
There you go.
Gemini will be with you in just 1 second. Um, yeah, I mean, I've been cooking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I spent March food shopping and stocking up my pantry. I look at my pantry almost every day and I'm just kind of like, I cannot believe I've got all this stuff in here. Like, this is just absolutely insane because I got super nervous. Kels, I was listening to your video today about Virgos and how we need to make sure like the home is like secure and that we have everything that we need. And that is me. And I am like, I got to get rice. I don't think we have enough pasta. Do we have spaghetti sauce? Do we have meat? Do we have every day? I'm like, oh my God, we're running out of onions. It's this quarantine has driven me nuts. But I think finally we're good. But I do keep, yes, journal girl. I do keep like a running list. My daughter, they sent like a ton of work. So she has a schedule from 9:30 to 3:30 every day. Schoolwork to do, and then I'm working from home, so I haven't even really been able to put out content like I used to. I actually had more time when I wasn't home than I do now because it's weird, but I do feel like I'm not in the car as much, obviously, so my car vlogging can suffer. But yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed being at home. I hate that it's at the expense of this virus going on and so much trauma going on in our world. But I'm thankful for the time. And I just try to remember the silver lining of just being thankful for this restful period. And then I just, keep everyone in my prayers, people who are suffering right now with this illness, because, it's tragic. But Geminis, what have you been doing during the quarantine? I'm trying to unmute you. There you go. Okay, Geminis, I think you're on. Yeah. Can you hear us? Geminis?
I'll
Can
be
we
right
I think
back. I
listen?
gotta go get some ice.
I think they're gone.
She in?
I
Okay,
think
here she is.
they got a. There we go.
Here she is.
Okay.
Geminis?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. It hasn't been bad for me. I work from home, so I don't really have an issue.
Okay, good. So what did you want to talk about tonight?
I was wondering, there's been a lot of chatter, and it's only been on YouTube. I haven't experienced this like in my day-to-day living or in the community that I live in or I circulate in. But it seems that there's a YouTube thing with men that have been complaining, Black men that have been complaining about not being able to date the women that they feel entitled to. And they think that Black women having an education and working isn't an attribute. And they don't want to hear about that. They simply want Black women to submit
Submit to what? Just to them?
to them.
And what are they bringing to the table?
It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what they're bringing to the table according to them.
Oh, okay.
It's this. I guess I don't know if you're in that sector or if you've been around that sector, but the MGTOW sector or the red pill sector, these people with all these pills.
Red pill. Is that
you said it's called MGTOW?
MGTOW, men going their own way, and this red pill misogynistic type of ideology.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not following that. Yeah,
I'm back.
I'm not familiar with it either.
At all, me either.
Wow.
So is it kind of like hypergamy? Like they feel like they want to level up with or that they like I don't get it.
To me, it sounds like they want to level up. They want access to women that they are not entitled to. That's what I'm hearing from them. It's a thing
like
where
physically, like bad bitches, like they want Meg Thee Stallion, or they want Kardashian, or they want
they want that. They want that in the everyday average woman.
Okay. They want Stephanie Kardashian. Or
so are these men like, so they're single men, right? These men are all single.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds kind of odd to me. No offense towards the homosexual community, but that does sound a little off to me. I mean, of course, men could have women they dream of, their dream girl or whatever, but I mean, men going their own way. I'm trying to understand why would they come up with a name like that? Because men going their own way kind of sounds like some extracurricular odd type stuff going on. And so I'm trying to understand it. I'm not familiar with that sector. You did give us some information on it, but I don't know. You got to look at the type of caliber of men that are discussing these topics like that, because, I mean,
I'm lost. What happened?
Some dudes out there are like total weirdos, So, I mean,
Gemini's was asking us if we were familiar with this specific sector of men going their own way, and these guys who are trying to get like bad bitches, like small waist. That's all I can. That's my best adjective for it. These bad bitches with the small waist, a fake ass. Or maybe real, I don't know, but that they waist train. They don't have anything to do but waist train like 10 hours a day, and go to the gym and do squats, and then probably hang around the house in lingerie and wait for them to come home from their shitty ass job. That's what they sound like to me. So that's what they're looking for. Okay. They want some model-ish looking chick to be there waiting for them.
I think I got the comment from Everybody Loves Strong Mommy and Sansure about basically if they can't have the woman of their dreams, then they don't want no woman at all, I guess.
Okay, well, they're going to be by themselves.
Or they can be with each other.
They can do whatever they want. I mean, what you're asking, what do we think about that? Or what have we heard of it? Or what was the question, Geminis?
I just wanted your take on it. I didn't know if you were familiar with it. I don't specifically frequent those channels. I don't go there at all, but some of them will mix into channels such as yours or channels such as people that are doing reaction videos to people
Mhm.
like Sansaray or the Strong Mommy group, the baby
Okay.
mama.
I have a question for you though, Gemini. What drew you to reaction videos? What made you start watching reaction videos?
Wow. I started out it wasn't specifically reaction videos that I started out watching. I started watching someone named Bomb Cherry. It's Creole and Cajun Living now. And she had commentary on Sansaray. I don't
Okay.
know if you're familiar with her. She had
No, I
commentary.
just I'm not familiar. The gentleman in the chat that has the name Everybody Loves Strong Mommy Chrissy and Sansaray made me intrigued to check out Sansaray's content. So that's what I was trying to do today. So I'm not really too familiar with Sansaray, but go ahead and finish and give me your
It
sorry.
it wasn't Creole and Cajun Living sole purpose of making videos. It would start with a commentary on Sansaray, and then it would go to multiple different topics. And she provided a lot of information on things that you can use day to day. So that's how it kind of started for me. And then there's another YouTuber, STL for You, that I believe Love Lies and Lace Fronts is familiar with. He was doing commentary on Sansaray, and
Okay.
somebody mentioned Strong Mommy Chrissy and Lives Life, and I
Okay.
watched like one or two of their videos, and through that I started viewing people who came into the chat. I started viewing their channels, so I really don't watch those women. I watch the commentary about those women.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your honest feedback. I was just curious.
So what are your thoughts on the commentary?
Yeah.
So since you don't really watch those channels, but you're watching the reaction videos or the commentary on them, what are your thoughts, on this particular niche?
Oh, I think the commentary is pretty accurate. The only thing is, it's a bunch of people with common sense or practical knowledge, or people who are living practical lives, given to people who just probably won't take the advice. They're narcissists, and they've grown accustomed to living the way that they live, and this is a means of them, for lack of a better term, e-begging and air quotes getting their bag. So as long as they're being fed by people, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. It works for them.
Right.
And it's a psychological mindset. They're not going to change that based on reaction videos.
No.
But I do enjoy you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, if I happen to fall somehow in the ditch of men going their own way, I will be clawing my way out as quickly as possible and unsubscribing and scrubbing my cookies in my computer, because it sounds like it. I wouldn't even want to waste my time.
It is extremely toxic. I didn't know if any
Yeah.
of you was familiar with them.
No. Thank
Was
you for the warning.
Yes, you're welcome. There was a conversation that was being had, and I because of my field, I like to listen to different people's points of views and figure out where they're coming from and why they have this mentality or psychopath. Excuse me, why they have that type of mentality. So that's why it was just interesting to me. I like to hear why they think the way they think and backtrack to figure out where it stems from.
Right,
so
right.
what your take
Well,
was on it.
and I think the moms are fascinating in that sense that there is a lot of psychology at play with these ladies, from kind of, some of the, there's just a lot of psychology at play, the complicated relationships, the storylines, keeping up with the storylines, untruths, half truths. It just always seems to be so much going on. And I always say to myself, gosh, I don't know what I would do if I had so much going on. You know, I don't understand how people can operate with one catastrophe after another. But you know, I'm watching.
Speak
I'm
on
watching.
it,
It's like
Reese.
a
You
soap
over there
opera.
quiet.
Hmm.
Hmm?
We want to hear from you, Reese. You over there quiet.
Oh, what was the question again?
We was talking about reactions, basically.
What made me start doing reactions?
I mean, you can speak on that. I was just asking this young lady, Gemini, why or how she started watching reactions, basically. So,
Oh, okay. Um, I started watching other people that did reactions, and then it just made me want to do them because I always knew that I would be good at that. So that's how I basically started doing them. But before that, I was doing cooking. And then after cooking, I had stopped for a while, for maybe about 2 years. And that's when I came back and I went into the reactor section, started seeing all the reactors and all. And I said, well, let me try one video. So I tried one video and it was a success. So I've been doing it ever since.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But still, I'm still
Can't
going to
hear
put up,
Reese.
I'm still going to put up different content because at the same token, I don't want to keep talking
Quelz.
with the three. So I'm looking to venture out to different things to do and talk about.
Francois.
Tasha, we can hear you. Reese was just
Yeah.
talking. Can you hear anyone?
I can't hear you, Tasha.
Wow. Maybe it's yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. But yeah, so but yeah, Reese, so you did a YouTube channel for a while, you dropped off and then you resumed back. So do you think you're kind of back for a long haul, or what's your, you know, where do you see yourself going with this? Just kind of enjoying it as a hobby, or and just kind of growing your channel along the way?
I'm growing my channel along the way. I'm also seeing it as a hobby. I'm just basically seeing what is next, what is out there. But like I said before, I'm going to be doing other things. I'm just not going to keep doing reactions because after a while it gets like kind of tired. So that's what I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the cooking or whatever, but I'm definitely gonna have some new stuff.
Okay. Tell us, if for anyone who doesn't know, I don't know if you've commented in the chat. I'm hoping everyone in this chat who's watching is subscribed to all of these channels. But Reese, if you don't mind, can you put a comment down in the comment box, just so if you are not yet subscribed to Reese's channel, go ahead and check her out. And you know, everyone for that matter, I'm assuming most everyone here is probably subscribed to everyone, but if you are not, if you could make sure to subscribe to everyone's channel on the panel, and also that way you know when we go live. All of us pretty much go live at many different times and talk about different things, but you know, just so you won't miss anything. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, gosh, we've been on for a while, almost 2.5 hours. So
if y'all want to go watch the mommies, y'all can go ahead and watch the mommies. We're gonna wrap it up.
Who's gonna go watch the mommies now?
I don't know, the people in the comments, because we can ready to wrap it up. I think
Well, I appreciate you let me come on, Francois. I know I was having some technical difficulties. I don't know. I think it's so many people using these StreamYards and other, streaming services right now. They're just overloaded,
The YouTube streets have been
busy.
Yes.
Yeah, social media
right now.
Wait, so 4 Kids and Lupus, did you want to call in? I know she was saying she wanted to call in. She was going to call in. Were you wanting to say something? I mean, we could move to our last.
Say something and forever hold your peace. Dee, you in the comments. You going to say something?
Dee Dee's watching the Clark Sisters movie. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Four Kids and Lupus, here you are. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey.
Hey, 4 Kids.
Hey, poor kids.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. I hope it's not echoing.
No, you're
Um,
fine.
We hear
Hi.
you. Hey, darling.
Hello.
I had a question for for all you ladies. Um, how did you know that your man was Mr. Right? Like Tasha, you said that you've been through your experiences. You know, you went through what you went through with your past relationships. How did you know your husband was the one? And what did you guys go through to finally like settle down and be like, okay, yeah, this is the man I want to be with? Because I'm going through that with my boyfriend right now, where it took me a little bit. He knew I was the one, but it took me a little bit to kind of give him my all because of all of my BS I went through.
Um, I met my husband at the club. Okay, my girlfriend convinced me to go out because I wasn't a clubber. She convinced me to go out, and I did. And we were actually getting ready to leave. The club was kind of ending, and we were like walking past the bar. He was standing up against the bar, and it was a song that was on. And he just grabbed my arm and threw me on the dance floor. And I'm looking like, okay, this is weird, you know. And so we danced a couple songs or whatever. So it was time for us to walk. You know, they playing that song. It's time to go. It's time to go. I was like, okay, it's time to go. So as me and my girlfriend walking out the club, he like started walking behind us, and I'm looking like, okay, the dance is over. So when we get outside, it was raining. So we were walking. He was like, well, where y'all parked at? And I'm like, around the corner. Why? You know, because I'm like, this is creepy. So he was like, well, I'm gonna, walk you to your car. My girlfriend, she nudged me like, girl, let that man walk you to the car. You know, because I'm acting real, like, okay, I'm tired. I don't feel like being bothered. So as we get to the end of the curb, end of the sidewalk, there was a big puddle of water. And I had on some heels, and I'm like, oh my God. So the puddle was kind of big, and he had on a jacket, and he took his jacket off and threw it on the ground for me to walk across it. And I was like, okay, yep, this the one. This my boo thing. And we've been together, it'll be 21 years this year.
Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have some issues. Trust and believe. We didn't have issues. But I think
Okay.
that's what made our relationship
How about you, Fran, or any
strong.
of the other ladies?
Um,
I'm out.
my
I don't count.
husband. So when I knew, so when I knew that we were really going to be together, so I had been keeping like a vision book. So I scrapbook, and I started keeping a scrapbook of like what I wanted my life to look like. And I started, I don't know, I used to like just rip pages out of magazines when I would see like a sexy couple or a couple on vacation or just doing things. And I used to keep like a list of attributes, just all kinds of stuff. And this was over the time that he and I knew each other, but we were not together. And he was spending some time getting his life together. But there became a time where we started talking, and I shared the book with him. And I had a couple of pictures of us. And I just kind of, I mean, he opened it up, he saw it, and he just thought like, oh, he just couldn't believe that I had taken so much time to kind of sketch out what I wanted my life to look like, and he was very touched by it. The next day I was leaving to go to my sister's wedding. He ended up staying at my house to take care of my dog, little mama, who's now 13 and a half years old. She was relatively a puppy then. So maybe she was like, I don't know, maybe she was 2. She was really young. Anyway, he was keeping mommy for me. Anyway, when I got back, maybe like a week later, we moved in together. And we've been together ever since. So we've been living together. We've been married now. We just had our 6th wedding anniversary. but we've been living, this August will be 11 years. So I just knew, I told myself that if we moved in, I would never ask him to leave. I knew that he was the guy that I really wanted to be with. And he just made good on his promises, like things that he promised me and things that he said that he was going to do, he did. And that meant a lot to me because I had many broken promises, unfulfilled promises in my life. And for him to come through on his promises he made me, and always, as time progresses, always makes good on those promises. It just kind of reaffirms, how I feel. So, but yeah, that's how I knew.
Reese?
Okay, so my husband, which is actually my ex-husband now, they owned a couple of Exxon gas stations in the area. So at that time I was working at the store across the street from his gas station. So he literally found out where I lived at. I don't know how, but he found out where I lived at, and he started to send me flowers.
Oh,
So after like a certain time, my mom was like, "Something is wrong. You need to tell him to stop sending you flowers because it's like I'm home in here." So my father went to the gas station. His father was there and everything, and told him, that he didn't like. I didn't like him at that point. I just thought that he was, just a nice friend or whatever. So finally, he kept on pursuing me, and I just gave in to it. And we got married.
Oh,
That's nice. Like, man, I could relate because with everything I went through, a lot of broken promises. Like, I had long relationships, but they would say one thing and it'd be another. And I was like a lot of the females that have asked you guys questions where it's like I was just settling for what I could get versus actually getting what I knew I deserved.
Mm-hmm.
So when my boyfriend came along, it was just like, okay, you doing all of this now, but will you do all of this in 6 months? Will you do all of this in a year from now? I've been here before. I went through somebody who did this for a year, who off the bat, all the guys did all of this. But eventually it was deuces, I don't want you, or they out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to like really like put some sense in my head a few times to be like, listen, I'm not like nobody else. I'm way different. And eventually I kind of got it. And he kind of reminded me a lot of my dad. So I'm just like, okay,
That's
if
a good sign
you're
too.
everything like my father, then you got to be right. But what advice would you give like the other ladies that's calling in or sending questions, or the questions you guys read, who's in those situations where they keep settling for less?
I mean, you just got to know, like everybody has their own breaking points, and it's so I can't tell you when your breaking point is. I mean, you have to know when enough is enough, right? So sometimes some people go through a lot of horrific things for them to actually understand, okay, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Everybody has their own tolerance level. But only thing I tell people is don't, like I said earlier, don't live life in regrets, with regrets. You know, if you see those warning signs, take heed to them. You got to take heed to those warning signs. I didn't do that. I didn't take heed to the warning signs. I just felt like I could fix them and I could make him the way he needed to be. He just needed a strong Black woman, and I felt like I was that. But guess what? I wasn't the woman for him. He needed a strong Black woman, and I am a strong Black woman. It's just it wasn't me. It was somebody else, and it took me a long time to realize that. But I realized that it made me better to understand, like, everybody, there's somebody for everybody. I don't necessarily got to be that somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just say, if you have someone in your life that is making you feel like,
I had to eventually tell myself, okay, no more Nikki Fix a lot.
What is that? Oh, okay. Trying to fix everything and kind of be everything. Is that what you're saying?
You don't need a project. Projects
Right.
went out of school. We out of school, so we don't need projects. We done with projects.
Yeah. I kept on trying to fix somebody or show them their worth instead of them seeing my worth.
Exactly.
I just think that
Yep.
when you're in a relationship, you should feel empowered. You should feel even stronger than you feel. I wouldn't say alone, but in a way, you should feel almost like you just tapped into your superpowers. Because if when you've met like your life partner, your husband, I feel like you it almost gives you a whole nother shot of energy because that's what they should be for you. If they are there to be your support system, then there's really nothing at that point that you can't do.
If you ever heard the old saying, "You're gonna be the right man for the wrong woman," so what women mean when they say that, I didn't been through all this with you. We didn't stuck it out, and I refuse to let you go because I didn't been through you know, through everything, and now I didn't got you where you need to be, and then you gonna go be with somebody else. And a lot of women don't wanna. I think that's the reason why they stick in those relationships, because they feel like I done been with this man all this time, and we done been through all this. I refuse to get him where he need, fix him to the point where he needs to be, and then he goes and be with somebody else. But
Mhm.
sometimes, I mean, that's just life. You got to understand that just because you've been with him doesn't mean that's the one you needed to be with. Sometimes you have to go through situations to get you prepared for the one you need to be with. You just gotta sometimes you gotta realize that. And a lot of times us as women, we don't realize that because we get comfortable. We get um placed in situations, and men a lot of times they don't get comfortable.
I
I said
think
that.
us as women, I totally agree with you, Tasha. I think us as women, a lot of times we forget about ourselves, and it's all about the man and what he wants and what he needs, and making sure he's satisfied enough to stay with you, but not really taking the time to realize is he putting in that same amount of work to keep you. And I think women kind of get burnt out on I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and he's not reciprocating my actions. But I don't know what's wrong with me because I'm trying so hard, and he's just not showing me what I want to be shown or what I think I should be shown, since I'm putting so much effort into this man. And like you said, women get caught up in I done built this man up to who he is today. I'll be damned if he's gonna leave and go be a better man with someone else. But sometimes you have to take that risk, because if you let that trash go, a blessing could come in, and you could meet somebody who will turn your whole life around faster than the years you wasted with this man you was building up for all this amount of time.
Mhm. And I
True.
think that's what
Very
you
true.
did
Because
for Lupus.
I can
It sounds like that's what you
testify
did.
to that because
Mm-hmm.
he's 8 years older than me,
Okay.
in his mid 40s, no kids, no babies, none of that. Works for our state, making big money as a software creator for the state. Owns 6 properties. Like I was like, I lucked up.
Hmm.
I don't have to do anything. He gets up and he does everything for me, even before we started a relationship. But then I was treating him like, pardon my language, like shit, because I'm just like, okay, I'm used to dudes doing things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how long this carries on.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually it was just like he kind of, every little thing that I would do different, he would be like, okay, this bothered me, that bothered me. You're doing this. You treated this dude who ain't do nothing for you like a king, but you treat me like a servant, and I do everything for you.
Mm.
And I
So
think a lot of it has to do too with females who don't have males in their life. Because I literally sat down with my dad, and my dad like broke it down to me, and then that's when I like finally got it.
what's next for you two? Do you think you two are getting married? Can you hear me?
I don't think she can hear you because somebody said they only can hear me and Quelz.
Oh
For
wow,
Lupus. Oh.
that's crazy. Hold on.
I have to listen from my laptop to hear Fran and Tasha.
Oh, you can hear him now? Tosh,
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm here.
can
I can hear Quelz and Reese. I can't hear Tasha and Fran.
Can you hear me
I
now?
heard
Oh
somebody say
no.
they can't hear talking. I can hear everybody.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear everybody
Yeah, I
too.
can hear you now.
Okay. It's weird. I've never had so much problems on StreamYard. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fran,
So
say
what's next for
something.
you guys? I'm talking.
For
Can you hear me?
Oh,
I
you
can
Yeah,
hear
can.
you.
It's frozen.
it's
Pausing.
weird.
Yeah.
Tasha, I think I can hear you.
For Lupus, what's next for you guys?
I don't think she can
I
hear
can hear
you.
you. Is it still
Oh.
frozen? Only one I can't hear is Tasha.
Oh, she said, "What's next for you guys?"
For us, well, right now, initially we were talking marriage, but then once I realized like we had so much issues, I needed to up my game mentally first before becoming his wife, because he old school, wants you to sit at home, cook, tend to the kids, homeschool, all of that stuff. So I'm like, I need
But
to
what's
up
wrong with that? I mean, I
no,
know.
it's nothing wrong with it, but I know I need to up
Okay.
my game mentally first to be that
Okay.
woman he wants to be before I even decide to walk down that aisle. So I'm just like,
Okay.
we got a lot of growing to do. We need to get to know
Mhm.
each other a lot more. There's things that make you take that would necessarily make me take because I'm not used to it.
Mhm.
But marriage is in the future. Right now, he's trying to find a house,
Okay.
buy a house here
How long
in
have you
our
guys
state
been
to us.
together?
We've known each other 3 years, and we've only been
Okay.
together about 8 months.
Okay.
But off the bat, he was like, I love you. Like, I knew you were the one for me. And I was going to find you wherever you go. Because I ended up leaving my office where I was at maybe like 3 months down the line. And he was just like, if you had left and I didn't get a chance, because I reached out to him. Because we would always flirt whenever he came. I met him at work. So we would always
Okay.
flirt when he came in the office. And then one day I was just like, you know what? This man ain't going to ask me for my number. So I ran out and I asked him for his number. And then from there, we just kind of kicked it off right off the bat.
Okay. Okay. So you were the initiator.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an Aries.
Okay.
We're
Now
always the
earlier.
initiator.
Okay. Now earlier we was talking about being thirsty because Fran was asking like, thirsty, being desperate. But I was like, what if thirsty just meant like taking the initiative, like?
But then I
"Ooh,
said
want
that would be hungry. I think there's a
Oh.
difference between hungry
Yeah, I
and
was just hungry.
thirsty.
Because
Yeah.
when we first started, he was just like, what? We went through a situation where I wouldn't hear from him for hours. And I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. If you're going to communicate with me, then you need to communicate with me properly. You can't be texting me 1 minute and then I don't hear from you for a day or two. Not happening. And he literally put me in my place. It was just like, we're not together. You're not my girl.
So what made you stick it out then?
Because of that spunk that he had. I'm just like, oh, you're approaching me like that? Me? I never had nobody actually do like he knew his worth.
Okay. He knew his worth.
Right. To the point where he was just like, I don't put up with stuff like that from females. But then once we started talking more, he was around every day. Like if he drove by my house and see my yard needed to cut, he hired people to cut my yard.
Oh wow. Okay.
He came inside, seen I had a leak in my kitchen and my roof needed to be fixed. I own my own house and he rents a house not too far from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
He hired someone to fix my roof in my kitchen. Like I didn't ask him to do anything. He automatically did stuff. And that was refreshing to me to where I
So you were
took
kind
a
of used
lot off my
to
shoulders.
can you hear me? You were
Yeah.
kind of used to running game, running these men, like where you at, why you hadn't called me, whatever. And basically he was like, you're not running game on me. Like I'm peeping the game and basically, yeah. So does he still have to call you all day or you're good now? Like, where he's at, he's working. Are you?
Now at first, after a while, he had an issue with me not responding to him. The way it flipped. And then after a while, now it's just like, okay, we both just like, whenever we respond, we respond. If it's something important, we just call. Because we know we'll answer each other's call. But I'm a mother of 4 kids, so it's like, listen, I got 4 kids. 2 That's 11 months years young apart from each other. A 4 and a 5-year-old. They got me going by my coattails. So if I don't respond, he already knows it's one of the children.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we got some real tea here in the chat. I didn't want to cut you off, darling, for real. But Miss Kaya here has a very intriguing story. She had a man she was stuck with him. He was dead broke. After he started making good money, he ran off with Becky from Backpage. They really opened my eyes and changed the way I dealt with, I guess, certain men. She could say that she did purchase the home, and I still currently live in it. Car for me and drove before he decided to ghost. And she said it was a lesson eye-opener, but then she has said down here, the real tea is she found out he had a whole wife in another state that he ghosted me before I met him. Oh, wow. Kaya, did you want to call in and elaborate on that?
Like Kaya calling that one.
Wait, so you was
Thank you, lady.
dating a dude that was what?
Bye.
All right, Lupus. Look, Quelz.
Yeah.
Now you gonna have to take these people over on your channel, child. I've been on this thing now 3 hours. Now look here, girl. Now, I got a whole man. I got to get upstairs too.
Okay.
Hello.
I'll be up here all night.
Someone was just knocking on my door. I'm just like, okay. I'll be there shortly.
No disrespect to the chat. Love y'all. But sis gotta go now. I done been on here for 3 daggone hours. Then I was on live early with chat and been on internet 5 hours today. Look, I'm out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see y'all ladies later.
Oh,
She pieced out quick.
real fast.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So Kaya has a whole thing going on. So
He was bisexual. Wait, Kaya, please call in. I don't know if you still want to go, friend, if you want to cut this short. It's up to you. But this is intriguing. This man,
I hear what Kaya has to say. I don't know if she's gonna call in, but obviously she's not with him anymore.
Oh, okay.
Is she not with him?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Yeah.
Wow.
What time is it, Jay?
It's getting there. It's 1:15.
Mm-hmm.
So guys,
awesome.
yeah, let's go ahead and cut, because tomorrow, I plan to go live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I wanted to get back on Real Housewives again. So so I can finish that up and then also address some of these nasty comments that I got this week. I love to answer my comments in a video.
Right.
That's because some of those comments I just delete, but I do screenshot them before I delete them, so I can address them in a video, so they can at least get an answer.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just hide them.
You just hide them, okay? So yeah, guys, thank you again for coming to see us. You guys really turned up. I really appreciate it. All the great questions. I know it took a little bit of a turn. We had some technical difficulties, but you guys, this is live. It's a live stream, so we can't really predict what's going to happen and when. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, Reese, for joining us. Anyone in the chat, if you have not subscribed to any of these ladies' channels, please do so. And set your notifications so that when they post content, you will be notified. And if you have not subscribed to my channel or Tasha's, please do so. I certainly would appreciate it. And then hit your notifications if you're enjoying this type of content. So
that's right. Subscribe to Reese Life. If you're not subscribed to Reese's Life, subscribe to Sofa Time. If you're not yet, subscribe to Sofa Time. I enjoyed you ladies tonight. I would do astrology talks, but today is Easter Sunday. I'm gonna observe the holiday. It's the Sabbath. Keep it holy, and I'll meet y'all on Monday with a live.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Take care.